Greetings everyone, Agion here. Today I have a best of 5 tournament replay. I'm not sure if the faction is going to stay the same or whatnot, but this should be quite interesting. Here we are on the south side as the Soviet player Brosras and his ally as the UKF, we have Artavick. Spawn on the north side as the red OKW, we have insane DevM and Luvnest as his austere ally. Looks like we do got 2 entry section opener. And going for a 3rd entry section opener, MG42 into Grenadiers is for austere. And we have Volksgrenadier, no Kupowagen opener for the OKW player. And we have, looks like conscripts into Maxim for the Soviet player. So slightly a little bit different than most replays we've seen. And it's not full-on Maxim spam, because this usually, it potentially could still be full-on Maxim spam. Hopefully not. But based on its bulletins, probably not, but hopefully not. What I need to do is make sure my my stats are up for the whatever it's called, OBS, just to make sure that the the hard drive space is nice and empty for these replays, because it's probably going to be consuming quite a bit of information. I recently casted 2 replays that's in a separate external hard drive, because that's 2 replays was about 400 gigs of information, because based on how I record stuff, it consumes a lot of storage space. Not memory. Memory is technically RAM. But we do have quite a bit of intersection here. Though I would assume the British player will win out. He's actually trying to lay down some landmines. A little bit cheeky. And he probably should have kept this unit here. And he needs to cancel that mine. He does cancel the mine. Universal Carrier out on the build. And it looks like no Maxim spam. Good. This is what I want to see from a tournament. No Maxim spam. And we also have more and more doctrinal lock-ins. We do have NKV Rifle Disruption Tactics, an unusual pick. I've been playing it with it myself recently. It's nice. Not super great, but it's nice. Ooh, nice flamer here, but he pops out the Maxim just in time before any damage. Just some various small arms fire. And we do also have a doctrinal lock-in of German infantry, so most likely we'll see 5-man grenadiers and special operations. Always reliable and reasonable. We do have the Universal Carrier up, immediately upgraded with the Vickers K light heavy machine gun. Light heavy. Medium. It's really a medium machine gun, not a light nor a heavy. Same thing with the Browning. The M1919. It's more of like really a medium machine gun based on how heavy. I've carried the predecessor. Is that the right term? I've carried a M240 before, as well as M249. M240 is what, 27 pounds when unloaded, 30 pounds when loaded. It's a heavy weapon. Put that in approximate kilograms, around 14 kilograms. That's a heavy weapon. But it's really a medium machine gun. We do got some flamers here. Does ward away, does drop a model, but versus these conscripts, it probably won't win out, but may get a nice little bit of damage on the Maxim. Getting some damage on the Maxim can be quite nice. And this is just so frustrating, forcing the deploy, undeploying it, forcing it, deploying again. Throws out a Molotov, so we do have Molotov research and does burn a bit of the Pioneer. We do got a nice push over here. Does get the, is getting the cutoff point. Infantry section cannot engage this all too reasonably because it's open ground and way outnumbered. They do have the 5-man squad, however. Oh, wait, that's a Soviet mine. But we saw that's the shoe mine over there, but that squad can still go down. There's a lot of fire and does go down. Bad retreat path, or just relative. Not exactly a bad retreat path because it involves it going in a direction you don't expect, but it goes to where his opponent was. Molotov immediately being cast on top of the building. Does splash one of the models. This Grenadier squad is behind the light cover. Probably will win out versus this squad, but there's a lot of here's squads of support. And we do have this Grenadier squad here. Throws out another Molotov, not really necessary. He could just allow his teammate to help pitch in some more damage, but does ward away the Grenadier immediately. This squad needs to also fall back with an express state. Oh, does actually recover. Grenadiers captured the munitions, conscripts captured the VP, and this point is still secured by the Axis players. There's an MG42 here, but in a unusual position. He's ready to engage the squad. That's probably why he has it there, to engage the squad at max range so it cannot return fire. However, no vision. We do got 222 out on the build queue. Grenadiers versus conscripts, but both of them pretty wounded. Does drop a model right there, so most likely the conscripts will win, because dropping a model just kills Grenadiers DPS. Uma on the build queue for the OKW player. We haven't seen any light vehicles just yet by the allied players, so it's actually a bit preemptive. There is AEC research. Oh, no, that's Universal Carrier, not AEC. AEC research has been, well, researched. Missed a Soviet mine right there, which could bite him in the butt if he's forced to retreat on when he's low health. That Flamer squad dealing extra damage to units in heavy cover, plus the MG42 just to pitch in some more damage. That conscript is forced back. Those retreated nice and early, while severely wounded. Probably not in any fear of going down to be fully wiped. We do got the 222 out, ready to engage. Oh! And we also got the Puma finding the landmine. There's also still this landmine not has been triggered. He could pitch in some damage onto the Vickers. The Volksgrenadier will receive some suppression. Does escape out the arc. Oh. Heard another mine. I'm not sure what caused the mine. And oh, whoops! Reverse move straight into the line of sight of the Puma. Or not exactly reverse move, that's actually forward. Either way, finds the Puma. I do got a second Maxim out that will help provide some additional suppression. So there's 3 MGs out for the allied players, 2 out for the Axis, a third one on the build queue. 222 nearly at full health. Will ward away his intersections, no problem. And it looks like the MG42 team was displaced. The Minesweeper getting a nice flank, though probably take quite a bit of time for it to actually get a squad wipe. AEC is out, received 2 penetrating kits there. May find the Soviet landmine, does not find the Soviet landmine. 222 is here to support as well. Trying to push him out of cover, which he does. And now forces him away. Jeez, so many landmines. Maybe that landmine detonation was right there. Just so many landmine detonations. Which is great, because it's landmines from both sides. And it's also not tether mines. Great amounts of suppression coming out by these 2 Maxims. I don't know if they're close enough to provide each other suppression, but both those Grenadiers are forced on back. Stukusafus just smells like the best option for the OKW player. He has a Puma out, so we know he has Mechanized HQ. Stukusafus into Battle Group HQ could be a great combo, then into King Tiger. A lot of 5-man Grenadiers are now out. He can get 5-men for the Pioneers. He has a bit of munitions as well for the 5-man upgrades. And looks like the Puma finds this landmine. Jeez, that Puma's just been glad it's not hitting Teller mines or the M5 mines. Suppression coming out on the intersection, and he does throw out Incendiary Grenade. Probably may force retreat, but if he actually gets out of combat, he can use his own medics to heal him up. Though he's still under receiving a lot of fire, so suppression is coming on out. Royal Engineers will get the flank off, forcing the MG34 back. Volksgrenadier eyeing for a Faust. Puma try to go in, but will find the 6-pounder. These Volksgrenadiers are really going at it. Oh, that was a bit of a throwaway, honestly. T-70 is now out. That Puma is still out, is still alive, so the Puma can deal with this T-70, assuming he doesn't hit another landmine. Faust does come on out. The Puma will take 3 shots to kill it off. I think it's 3 shots. Is it 3 shots in the Faust, or is it 2 shots in the Faust? Great hits by the Puma. And it's nearly at full health, just receiving some penetrating hits from some small arms fire. AT gun is not set up in a good position. T-70 engaging MG-34 does force it back.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
Oh, and he does find this Soviet landmine, and he is sweeping it? Yes, he is clearing it. Usually you see the full squad removing it rather than just one model. Quite a bit of good capturing going on by the Austrian player. Decaptures the munition points and decides to get Emilion out of there. Combat engineers way outgunned and will be forced. Ooh, those are some good hits. Flamer squad here to gets that entire Minesweeper squad. If the number of mines we've seen so far, that's actually a quite important squad to lose. And this combat engineer squad will need to be withdrawn soon. Maxim moving on forward. Maxim moving on forward. And the T-70 is picking away against the Pioneer squad. We do got the Puma engaging this trench. It does do good damage versus the trench and will eventually clear it up. Its Cinder Grenade will force the unit out. MG-34 setting on up. Does not get suppress the Royal Engineers. And Frag Grenade actually has been researched. Almost gets a Sturm Pioneer. Still prone to getting wiped. He's going to go straight for the MG-34. He's immediately trying to remove the suppression squad. A high threat object as it is quite important. AEC is fully repaired. Puma is repaired. M1 AT gun is setting it up. Does get a nice penetrating hit. You got the Stukas of Foos. Great hits. Wipes out the Vickers. Severely wounds the M1 AT gun. The Puma could potentially engage the AEC, but it's very risky. It has a full shot on it rather than the AEC's light shot. And a T-70 is also coming on in. You need to see a Vikenwerfer both go in like that. The T-70 draws fire. The AEC may be able to finish off the Puma, but nope, decides to throw smoke and get on home. The 2 is out in the field. We do see a Pack 40 where it's over here. Molotov does come on in. T-70 does get a nice hit. Puma rolls a miss, and now this Puma needs a withdrawal. Perhaps he needs to smoke himself. An AT gunshot could kill him. This missed, and I think that probably would have killed it if it hit. Pack 40 finds a good penetrating hit right there. Does immediately activate the reconnaissance mode. Disabling the fire help prevents it from being spotted by itself firing. And another Molotov does come on in, forcing the squad back. Is this barrage coming on in, trying to hit the Pack 40, but it's already repositioned. This squad here has a bunker in the capture zone, so it can be nice and safe when going in there.
Machine gun, enemy threatening a capture point.
We got a large start over here. An Cinder Grenade will be probably a good idea to displace them. No, it's assault grenades. Or the infiltration grenades. This other squad, perhaps not. It was way too low in health. The other squad could have been ready to hop in the trench themselves. Frag grenades come out, does great damage, but this squad is way too willing to engage these folks there. But they're getting interrupted by a line of sight blocker. They're not. Oh, they are firing. Didn't look like it. And I didn't realize that when the squad went down. Whoops. It really looked like to me that squad wasn't firing whatsoever.
Target that infantry! Flag security! They're trying to envelop us!
There are two sets of sandbags here, one severely wounded, one not so much. So both players have their ideal sandbags. There was something there, it got destroyed, I'm not sure what it was. I think it may have just been sandbags. Don't think that was a cache, that would be a horrible spot for a cache. It's not even a cutoff point for a cache, so yeah, that would be a bad spot. MJ34 engaging the conscripts. Maxim suppressing these grenadiers.
We are losing a sector.
It looks like another Molotov wards with the grenadiers. And the mortar destroyed his own sandbags. Whoops. Grenadiers getting some great engagements. 5-man squad is very potent. Though, it's still a little bit lesser than the weapon racks of compared to the late game UKF and what's it called? And USF infantry. There is this British landmine here, and oh nope, Puma didn't. Wow. Just skirting the edges. Oh, there it goes. Finally got it. And that is maybe a dead Puma, but the Faust, no munitions. The cannon whiffer is here. Rolls another miss. The first one was force fire, and the AT gun gets the kill. Just got enough munitions for Faust. The cannon whiffer on the hunt. Do got a Vickers here. Great hit by the cannon whiffer. Just needs one more Faust. Nope, nothing's nearby for that. But the 2-2, that its main gun destroyed. That is a dead AEC. Puma for an AEC, that is a relatively equal trade. I would say the Puma is a bit more potent, does cost a little bit more fuel as well. But overall, I think both players are happy that the opposition's dead. You got a Brumbar out on the field. Brumbar is greater than the Centaur.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Do got this another engagement. Seems like this engagement's happening multiple times right now. And still no Doctrine lock-in for the UKF player. Centaur is great for if there's any loiter, but their opponents didn't go for a Doctrine for loiter. So the Centaur is not going to be super impactful. Good against infantry, but the AA effect, not so much. Let's see, what Doctrines? I don't see Royal Artillery Regiment being super great. Tactical Sport, potentially. If you get the HQ set up, artillery cover is still quite potent. But he has no munitions for it. Spent too much on mines. And Vanguard. I would say Vanguard may be his best option. But honestly, I can't really say. Brumbar made itself known with a very good first shot. Centaur is now spotted. There is a cannon whiffer in the area. Does fire and engage. Soviet mortar is out on the field. The Soviet mortar is a pretty accurate unit, but can get overwhelmed by a large number of squads. They could grab it for themselves. They will grab it for themselves. Having a mortar like that is always nice to have, especially with the Soviet mortar. It's accurate. You don't need, while it doesn't have the rate of fire of the austere mortar, you can set it into somewhere safe and let the auto attacks just pick away, give some for good damage. Good frag. The unit is suppressed, so the frag grenade is the only way he could have done decent damage. Centaur is being repaired near the front line. Great Brosras hit once again, but this unit has the same severe damage. Stukazafus barraging on in. This could be a good spot. Over here. Wipes out the Zis. Nice little pick. And immediately the Pack 40 is going to be trying to kill it straight off. Great idea. 2 could potentially finish it off. But the Pack 4 does get 3 direct penetrating hits. Can the... what does it look like when an AT gun bounces off a support weapon? They don't have enough armor to make it bounce, but I wonder what happens. What it looks like. Both of these Pioneers have an upgraded 5-man squad, so there's an excellent amount of repairs for the Austria player. Great Brosras hit once again. And this squad will get suppressed by the MG42. The Kenworth is super wounded. And actually the Sheer Panzer Corps is way over here. I was wondering if he was going for Battle Group or Sheer Panzer Corps, but he went for Sheer Panzer Quarters. Probably going to eye for the Command Panther. Just a little bit upgraded regular Panther. Well, the SU-85 is out in the field. They don't really need to get out. Oh! That Brosras is severely wounded. I was saying before, the SU-85 is out in the field, but they don't really need a tank destroyer just yet. Nothing... Tank destroyers are nice, but SU-85 can be dealt by regular tanks or just be simply avoided. The Brosras does have some good armor. Nice snare on top of the T-70. So they do have time to save up for Command Panther. In fact, he's actually really close. Just 1 more minute of fuel. Then we have the Command Panther. Let's see. He does have quite a bit of number of squads on the field, but he needs medics. Jeez. These units are quite wounded. His team... Ah, perfect! I was about to say, that's a great way. People say you could share your medics. It's really a bad, in my opinion, a bad idea to share 3 medic models for 2 people. You need more than 3 medic models. It really hurts your medical efficiency. Having 2 dedicated medical bunkers is great for able to heal up both squads. And holy crap, that was quite a bit of friendly fire damage from the 222. Panther on the build queue for the Austria player, so there are going to be 2 Panthers out. Command Panthers out. Overall, it seems like the Axis players have a great position in this game, I would say. The tickets are heavily in their favor as well. Not heavily. Just additional 132. Brosras engaging. Brosras gets a great hit. Mortar team. Oh, is that the Bunker Buster? Yes, it is. The Bunker Buster is nice. Oh, that Pioneer squad needs to fall back. MG42 squad is still alive. Great for suppression. He could potentially move up to this car here, this ruined car, for... Never mind. For heavy cover. But the Brosras says, nope. Don't need that. Don't see it. Trying to go for the snare, but he's going to sustain a lot of losses. He's prone to getting squad wiped. And the T-70 is not going to go down anytime soon. So they decided to withdraw the mortar team. It's quite wounded. It's probably a good idea. Brosras gets a bit of a woundy action. SU-85 does find the Brosras. Command Panther slightly wounded. And the Grenadiers are forced back. This SU-85 does have tracking enabled, so has reduced movement speed. Over here, we do have a Grenadiers just camping the point.
Enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
The MG42 and the Brumbar is going to make this area pretty hard to contest. The Artavick player has this area pretty locked down, but this, nope, that's just a Centaur, nothing heavier, but there may be a dead Volksgrenadier. Oh, the Volksgrenadier managed to escape.
A Firefly is ready to give someone a bloody nose. Enemy
Firefly is out in the field. That is definitely a good item versus these two Panthers plus a Brumbar. And the 2-2 is still alive as well. Throws Incendiary Grenade upon the suppressed squad, which will force him back. This squad will need to be forced back as well. This Volcanic River has been decrewed. Wait, the Stukas went down at some point. How did that go down? Was it the Centaur? It's dead right there. I think it may have been the Centaur or AT gun. An AT gun here can easily reach it. So that was actually a big loss using that Stukas. And that must have went down quite a bit time ago. Probably before even the Command Panther came out. Ooh, the Command Panther is snared. 2 AT guns doing some great work. Has the sprint enabled. Centaur is not in the area. The Firefly is far away. 2 more AT guns, AT grenades do come through, but he's going to need AT gun shots to finish it off. I don't think the Royal Engineers can go in for another snare, and the Command Panther looks like will get away. He does have some Storm Pioneers, and does have the hazard removal kit, so it has the increased repair rate. It will take some time to repair it, but it's alive, it's alive. Does the Mechanized HQ have repairs? It does not. Could perhaps research it now. What does the Soviet player has? We still haven't seen the Commissar, perhaps just too low a manpower for it. A second Katyusha's coming on out. And we do also have a Panzerwerfer. The austere player went for the trinity of tier 3 weapons. Personally, I probably would have gone for another Brumbar, but he's at pop cap. That's why he went for the Panzerwerfer. Reduced population consumption. His Pioneers will be able to fully reinforce, but that shouldn't be a bit of a problem. He has 2 squads, more than plenty repairs for his 2 vehicles. Now there's a lot of tank destroyers here by the Allies. The Command Panther hasn't been repaired. Katyusha barrage coming on in. Oh, that's a good barrage, but a little bit unlucky on that one Volcanic Warfare, I would say. Two Volcanic Warfare setting it up. The second Katyusha barrage coming on in does get 2 good pen. One does get decrewed, and there was an aircraft there. Oh, a fragmentation bomb must have landed somewhere over here. Not sure what it got. Oh, but it got one of the Katyushas. One of the Katyushas are outright dead. Panzerwerfer barrage comes on in, but rolls a large miss or a nice dodge. Not sure where that could... Ah, there it is. And you can see the fragmentation bombs. And you can see the flares, artillery flares ability has been used. So overall, it was a 1-2 punch by the Axis players just to take out the Katyusha. Conscripts are moving on forward. Does get a snare on the austere Panther. And the Brumbar is another bunker buster. Pretty close range, not a max range. Doesn't decrew the Maxim, but doesn't go down. Oh, the austere player lost both his Pioneers. That's a bit problematic.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
And there is not a repair HQ up here. He has plenty of resources. Sure, it'll delay out a second Panther, but his teammate needs it. And since the tournament, I know that these guys or highly likely that these guys are in the same call, at least on Discord or TeamSpeak or whatever they're using. Skype, Windows Teams. There's a lot of programs out there. There's a lot of programs out there who does that. Katusha Barrage comes on in. Flamer squad here. Oh, that was an incendiary grenade. It sort of looks like a Molotov to me for some odd reason. The Flamer's still alive and has 2 models, so not any sort of like death variation. Ooh, that intersection's just wounded. Needs to fall back. This next Sturm Panther, Sturm Broombar shot could have killed it. Good hits there, but we now do have a potent Pack 40 of 2 stars of veterancy on the flank. Out of vision. And now, though, this mortar pit has gotten some work done. Zadvet 3, 21 kills. Just constantly applying pressure, protecting this VP. It's at a pretty close range as well. That's definitely within the max maximum 80 range for the auto attacks. So they're pretty accurate at that range. Plus, they're ×2.
Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
Panthers, huge wave of Panthers moving on forward. They're on a kill mission. So one was snared by mine, most likely. We do got the anti-tank vehicle barrage coming on in by the Soviet player. There goes the Su-85. These tanks have to keep moving in order to stay alive. The Firefly is dead. These guys need to fall back. There's the edge of the radius, and there's plenty of vision here with this conscript squad. They're getting body blocked. The regular Panther could blitz forward in order to get out, but he's currently being body blocked by the damaged engine one. Brombar's receiving quite a bit of fire as well, but these Panthers managed to escape on out. I think the Panther over here must have died. No, both Panthers are still alive. All the Panthers are alive. They just eliminated a huge force of the Allies. Number of the Soviet players lost of like quite a bit of units as well. It seems a little bit sparse. Centaur receiving quite a bit of damage, but it's not any prone of going down. The Katyushas are still alive, so there's still plenty of anti-infantry assets. Plenty of fuel for the Bricks. He's going for Churchill, going something more resilient to support his... no, he cancelled. He has Anvil, so there's no Comets.
The Tactical Air Force is sending support.
I would say Firefly is still the best option, but it looks like he's going to go straight for Crocodile instead. Something a bit more anti-infantry. While more resilient than the Firefly, won't be able to really engage the Panthers. There's a lot of them. They're going to need a lot of anti-vehicle support. Perhaps another 6-pounder, maybe a couple Zis. But they're low on manpower as well. Su-85 is definitely the option for the Soviet. Panzerwerfer. Not any good hits. The Cannonwerfer was tempted to be resecured, but it was unable. And that mortar, ooh, good hit by the T-70. Wow. I forget the rate of fire of Vet 3. And it looks like it's going to be a forced fire to kill it. Both teams are just going straight at it. Grenadiers moving on in. Royal Engineers won't be able to secure it up. The point is now capture. Falls back as well. Firefly is not Firefly. The Crocodile is very anti-infantry focused. And there's 2 AT guns here, but we do got a fragmentation bombing run coming on in. Great split. He knew the direction as well. They were lined up here, but he went for this direction as well, assuming the retreat path would be like over here. Seeing the line was over here. But overall, great split order that's usually seen in Command & Conquer games. More rocket runs coming in. Brumbar is severely wounded, but does have this wreckage in order to stay behind. Oh, great hits there. The Crocodile is going to immolate that squad. And Panther coming on in does use the combat blitz, trying to scroll around, does out-rotate the X-35. All Panthers have engaged. X-35 is down. Crocodile is going to be under siege. Command Panther should withdraw. Crocodile's still not dead. Centaur may get the kill. Does destroy the main gun. Fisher does not go down. Crocodile, however, does go down. And the Brumbar is providing some suppression for fire support for the retreat. Hasn't been able to get any repairs yet, but they have the opportunity of killing that mortar pit, and they're going to take it. However, we do got the anti-tank Overwatch. But is there any vision? Yes, there's conscripts here for spotting, but these 2 damaged ones are out. This guy's still a damaged engine, does receive a hit there. Rolls some miss here, getting some splash damage. Main gun destroyed, but the Panther does go down. But trading for the Crocodile is a good trade, and X-35 also went down. Soviet mortar now up to 3 stars of veterancy. Wishing it was an OKW mortar to get 5 stars of veterancy. Katusha comes in, wipes out the MG-34. Just an infantry dogpile in the center of the map. Command engineers have not stopped the capture. They are currently suppressed. There's still this one MG-34 here for suppression. Another incendiary grenade does come on out. Volksgrenadier have not retreated. This one, however, has recovered from suppression. There's still another Maxim here. All the models are up front, but here comes the Panzerwerfer barrage. The suppress and pinned state will reduce its rate of fire and forces them back. The VPs, however, note this has been an extremely aggressive game for the VPs, but both the VPs are still very high in counter, so this game still can go on. Those Volksgrenadiers are pretty wounded. This engagement here could go either way, but that mortar pitching some great shots. T-70 still alive? How is it still alive? It may be potentially possible to send a minesweeper in this general area, sweep it, so the T-70 could potentially go and start just harassing the actual capture points and the VPs along the left side. Though there is a spotting for the Maxim, but this Brumbar providing some great damage. What's the Brumbar at? 3 stars of veterancy. Ooh. Frag grenade does roll a miss. Mortar pit's still alive. Does activate the mortar barrage this general area. There is enough munitions for Hawker Typhoons now. Only one of the Katyusha's alive, not both of them. Panzerwerfer does some great damage. Decruise of Panzerwerfer, a relatively minor loss, really. The Axis players have plenty of assets for anti-vehicle support, so losing it is not a huge issue in my opinion. It frees up population for something else. He has 4 squads of Volks, no squads of Obersatzen. Not sure what he should get. He has 23 manpower to, or population space to do something. Sending the Panthers in, trying to engage this T-70, does run into both of the AT guns. We do got the Hawker Typhoons, which of course gives them a rocket AT. Abandoned T-70. First rocket run comes on in, and the main gun is destroyed thanks to the AT guns. This Panther is sort of thrown away. Diving like that onto the T-70 is just a little bit unnecessary and has a high prone chance of failure. And there goes that Panther here. The Command Panther is still alive, but a little bit wasteful, I would say, in general. Trying to get the Katusha as well, but not a good trade. Though those Panthers definitely have paid themselves so far. Finds another mine. Does actually wipe out that combat engineer. Could lose that Sturm Pioneer, but it's unlikely. AT guns on the hunt for this Panther. Having 2 forms of engine damage right now. Though, I think it's actually same applies the same crit. It's actually that the weapon itself applies at what health it gets removed at. So, that hitting that mine makes it so the tank has to be fully repaired before retaining full movement speed. They have spotted it. 1 good penetrating hit. This AT gun here does have sprint activated. Loads, bounces, misses. As the Warfare comes on in. Oh, looks like it was a force fire ground. And that Panther will actually escape on out. Frag Grenade does do some good damage there. These units are suppressed. We do got 2 heavy engineers here with Vickers K's light machine guns. Does recruit one of the AT guns, very necessary against their current opposition. Going for Stukas. Perhaps trying. The Command Panther is pretty much all he needs for AT at the moment. They eliminated most of their armored opposition, and he could put a shoulder on his teammate for AT. S-85 rolls a miss. It was a force fire through the fence or through the wreckage. It can be a bit finicky trying to shoot those houses, and he's shooting up terrain or across a small little hill, making it hard to hit. We do got the Bunker Buster coming on in onto these AT guns. That is a great spot for the Bunker Buster. Severely wounded actions does get canceled. And we do got a snare there. The Grenadier almost gets wiped out, but does not. Holland Scripts is severely wounded, and he does stop the capture. It'll be quite some time before he gets his own capture, so withdrawing it is a good idea. T-34-76 coming out on the build queue. It is a good combination with the anti-tank overwatch, ramming, anti-tank overwatch. Alright, destroys that heavy AT gun, or just regular AT gun. This Panther is severely wounded. Does infiltration grenade assault, but was unsuccessful. I believe this Su-85 can still take an entire shot before going down. So, the Panther, yeah, falling back is a good idea. The Soviet player is lacking infantry, among other things. So, replacing his, instead of getting a conscript squad, he could get the Commissar. Commissar does have access to freer propaganda. Great hits there. The Volksgrenadier need the withdrawal. Brumbar is trying to engage. We do got the fragmentation bombs coming on in, but the Brumbar needs to fall back. Severely wounded. Great fragmentation bomb. Doesn't get it the maximum, actually. Centaur almost has 3 stars of veterancy. And we do got the Panther moving on forward, trying to siege that mortar emplacement. That mortar emplacement has been quite hard to deal with. Like the Brumbar, using the wreckages of the buildings in order to protect it. We do got the Su-85 trying to move on forward, but does receive a penetrating hit from the Panther here. The Panther, while half health, does have 3 stars of veterancy. I really don't know who will win a fight. Half health Panther versus unvetted Su-85. Mortar Pit's 1 shot away from death.
An emplacement is being attacked.
And there goes the mortar emplacement.
Emplacement has been destroyed.
Future Barrage coming on in. That's a Vet 3 Pack 40. That is a very deadly squad to have. And there goes the veterancy. Centaur now 3 stars of veterancy. Ends a war for Barrage. That is a dead. Could have been worse. Anthem needs to fall back and get repairs, probably from with the aid of the mechanized HQ. There's a trip double cap in favor of the Allies, though the Axis players still have a significant number of VPs. Stukzavus very far forward. He may lose this one. Firing. And there it goes. Those Stukzavusas have not lasted very long so far this game.
Anti-tank battery is ready for deployment.
There's enough fuel for another T-34, or you can save up for an Su-85 if he's lacking manpower as well. By the time he probably gets enough manpower, he could probably get another Su-85, which probably be a bit better at this situation, because these Panthers are getting quite vetted. Good Katusha Barrage kills off a large number of the repair engineers. All of them, actually. There is enough munitions for the strafing support. There's enough munitions for the anti-tank Overwatch. And plenty of munitions for the artillery flares. Not any good, huge munition sinks for OKW, for DevM. Does use the artillery flares somewhere. It's hard for me to tell. It looks like over here. Spots, not a whole lot, just some good information. Man Panther is over here, not fully repaired, but that Vickers actually may go down. Another great Brumbar hit. That could wipe out the infantry. That's a dead infantry section. That is a big loss. Panther has been pushing forward, does receive a penetrating hit from the Crocodile, but Ken Whiffer is here to support the Panther as well. There are 2 heavy engineers here, so this Crocodile can get fully repaired quite quickly. It's also using the vehicle crew repairs. The central point is decaptured. Brumbar getting another great hit here, using the Bunker Buster. Doesn't wipe it. All the players except for the Luvnest, the austere player, is having manpower issues. Luvnest have had great control over his units this entire game, and has only a noticeable squad wipes of the engineers section. That probably was from a Katusha. Well, all the other players have lost a significant number of squads. The Vickenwerfer has been decrewed. The Panther is nearly fully repaired. Smoke grenade comes out on the not smoke grenade, the smoke round comes out on the MG34, which does prevent the suppression. He's still getting a bit burned. He actually may lose that Vickenwerfer upon retreat because there's still quite a bit of fire there. Maybe just an animation bug. The marked target from the Command Panther does outright destroy the Crocodile. And we've got the Hawker Straights coming on in, but they first come with the anti-infantry. Here comes the anti-vehicles. And there goes the Centaur. Command Panther up now at 4 stars of veterancy. S-35 maybe... Oh, nice snare there. I didn't realize he had enough... I thought that had enough health to withstand it, but guess not. 2 shots away from death from this Panther, but there's a lot of AT guns here to support. Has the tracking target, which is not a good idea to pop when you're trying to run away. T-34 is moving on in. This Command Panther here may get overrun. Double ram. We do got the anti-tank Overwatch coming in, but does not connect with this one. This Brumbar has plenty of health to withdraw. Does not have a snared engine. And they should be able to withdraw. He needs to get this Command Panther out. It's still within the radius, but doesn't have vision over it. This T-34 still alive, actually. Soviet player doesn't have a whole lot left. I think the Allies may need to call it. They've lost... This is the only tank they have left. They have lost the Centaur, they've lost the Crocodile. They lost significant numbers. The Austere player has a huge reserve of resources, excluding munitions. The British player could get another Crocodile, but it's actually going to get off cooldown before he can call in another one. Panzerwerfer now sieging the base. Does get a good amount of damage on the Maxim.
We're losing a capture point.
Yep, and now we do have another Katyusha barrage coming on in. What's the purpose of this forward HQ here? Is this solely meant for reinforcing this Vickers? It just seems a bit unusual to me, to say the least. Two AT guns here. We do got the T-34 here. And this Panther here. The Soviet players just lost a bit too much thanks to all the Panzerwerfer barrage. Loses the Maxim. He's pretty much only has the Katyusha and T-34 for anti-infantry. Nothing to really apply like sort of pressure. And they decide to go ahead and surrender. They've lost quite a bit this game. And this is the end of game number 1. Let's move on to game number 2. Holy crap, there's potentially up to 4 more games? It's a best of 5, jeez. And here we are with game number 2. Same map, different sides, different factions. Or actually sort of a mirror setup of factions. Sort of like a confirmed, yeah, we won in this map. Make sure it's not related to the fact of map position or factions. Which it may be related to that. But now Luvnest and DevM on the south side as the UKF, and Soviets on the north side. We have Brosras and Artavick as the OKW and Austere. And yep, I have my OBS set on up, ready to view everything. I have to sort of make sure I have enough hard drive space when recording. That previous game was 260 gigs. That's right, gigs of information of recording that in video. Or approximately 5 times the size of Company Heroes plus.
An infantry section of Tommies has been trained.
Looks like we got 3 infantry sections, 3 conscripts, no maximums. We do got Grenadier and MG42 and 2 Volksgrenadiers. Conscripts going into a flank does get some nice damage onto this Volksgrenadier. It looks like both of the allied players are focusing heavily on the right. Excuse me. Only the OKW players down here on the right side. On the left, we have just the Austria player just going around capturing stuff up. MG42 eyeing for this point, does see the combat engineers, at least the blinking part of the map. MG42 is setting on up behind this heavy cover, may just stay there for quite some time. We've got some conscripts here as well as a combat engineer. There's only light cover here, so the MG42 can easily suppress them. And we do also have a nice, big flank. Not just one squad, but 2 squads of conscripts flanking. All the Soviet infantry are over here now. He will actually pick off one of the models of the MG42. Grenadiers are upon retreat, but they're going to need to get behind some good cover because they're going to be way outgunned. Volksgrenadier ready here to support. Does withdraw them perhaps a little bit too early. The Volksgrenadier here could provide some good damage. Intersection versus Volksgrenadier at this close range should go in favor of the intersection because they have more health, more models, and not retreating. Sandbags attempted to be set on up, but the Pioneers were unsuccessful. We'll ward away the Pioneers, and the combat engineers will go ahead and capture up the point. Conscripts are securing up this fuel point here. Section here, there's some heavy cover. Sturm Pioneers will be focus fired and probably forced back, but this squad will probably be forced back as well. They could potentially throw a stun grenade in order to win this engagement, but does be forced them back, and we do got a Vickers here. Overall, the team south side is doing some great work. MG42 is set it on up. We'll do MG42s here. I need to suppress all of the conscripts, rather outright engage them. We do got a 3rd squad of Grenadiers on the build queue. 2 doctrinal lock-ins. Looks like the allied players know exactly what they want. We do have the Mobile Assault Regiment. We have access to Infiltration Commandos, the M2, and the Land Mattress. And Guard Motor Coordination Tactics, Guards, and 120mm mortars. We probably won't see mortar pits in this 112mm. Oh, this could be a squad wipe. These intersections are super wounded. This squad should fall back sooner rather than later. If he preserves his squad, he can heal himself up and help preserve his manpower. It looks like he will. Vickers with doing a soft retreat because he's going to be outflanked shortly. 3 squads of Grenadiers force back the conscripts. All conscripts are still alive, and we do have the AT grenades being researched. We do also have the medical HQ being researched as well. Laborers moving on forward. MG42 here does suppress the conscripts. Great flank there with the Sturm Pioneers. Will force back the Sturm Pioneers, not the Sturm Pioneers, the Vicar entirely. But now there's a 5-man squad Flamer out on the field. Do some good damage. The Sturm Pioneers, they're very bunched up. The AoE damage could be quite significant. They do spread out right there, but there's line of sight blockers everywhere. Conscripts flanking the MG42. We do got Grenadiers here to protect. Flamer squad is here, does get suppressed. MG42 here does suppress this conscript squad, does go back in its own little radius right there. Suppresses that squad. This squad is forced back. This squad is still here, does do some great AoE damage, but now he's going to receive some AoE damage of his own through this Pioneer here. But oh, that MG42 is very low, and now this nice flank does retreat back the squad entirely. More conscripts over here as well. Force that nice flank there, force back the other MG. And now we've got a big retreat coming out by the austere player. We do have the medical bunker just now going up, and a lot of his units are wounded, so they won't be healed.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Ah, flare mine. Very nice to see that.
The bunker has been converted to an emergency medical station.
Grenadiers.
We finished it. The enemy has...
We do see also the same tactic of medical bunkers for your teammate as well.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Overall, the tickets are in favor of the Axis players, but only by a small margin, and this game could still go either way. We do have Dr. Lock-in of elite troops with grants access to G43s, stormtroopers who can upgrade with G43s, flare mines to not be upgraded with G43s, and the Tiger Ace.
Equipment upgrade received.
E70 out on the build queue, and we do have the AEC already out. Puma already on the build queue. And what do we see for Austere? Not even tier 2 just yet. Low in manpower due to probably building those medical bunkers. He can probably spawn out those stormtroopers, which will be quite good, but he needs a bit of AT.
We have been granted access to superior arms and soldiers.
Both Oxalon can now be built to tier 2. Oh, I heard. That's a G43. There are some sandbags here, so the AEC will have a bit of trouble, but he has got to cut this hour to destroy the sandbags. I wonder if he actually focus fired that. Puma out, does roll a miss. Rolls another miss. The mortar pit does get some good hits upon the Volksgrenadier. 70 is out on the field. This on the build queue. We see we do have a structure, but no pack forward in the build queue. A pack forward is probably needed. Yes, now we see it. Great hits from the mortar pit, and the Puma rolls another miss. We do have AT grenades, could potentially see a Urov forward. Mortar pit getting another great hit. Looks like they went ahead and stole that spot. Actually, it's a little bit more safer, I would say, because beforehand it was sort of more close to the building, I think.
Your commandos are ready.
We do got a squad of commandos now on the field, but looks like he targeted the building, but was unsuccessful.
Ready for action.
I can't see where he actually targeted. Maybe he targeted randomly on the field. To be fair, with only 3 models, it's not exactly super effective with 3 models, so perhaps calling it back at home in order to reinforce it is a good idea. MG42 will go ahead and suppress these conscripts. These conscripts could potentially get a flanking pattern. Lost vision right there. There's still another MG42 here. And we do have the T-70 now engaging the MG42. Pack 40, there it is. It does... Oh, wait, that missed? I thought it hit.
Entering capability has been increased.
Rolls another miss and does wipe out that MG42. Decides to immediately recruit with its Grenadier squad. The whole full health model actually was the single model and it's forced back immediately. Rolls another miss. Oh, feels bad. Do got some British mines out on the field. This Vickers is forced on back, caught with its pants down. Another mine, a lot of British mines here. He doesn't exactly have a huge number of munitions sink abilities, so spamming out these mines is a great idea. Does spot this mine here, doesn't sweep it in time. Kamano's got a nice gammon bomb, outright wipes it.
Damned enemies tried to take a supplies.
And there we go. He has now a free MG34 to round out his roster. I think he's going to try... Yeah, he still has visions of it. Just outright destroys it. Didn't even need to use tech ground for that. Rifle grenade comes out, great hit, forces him back. Did it actually a bit of a retreat into the rifle grenade. Doesn't get the squad wipe, but the Pioneer, potentially unlikely though. Nice flank with the Flamer. We do got some smoke here coming from the mortar pit, I believe. Yeah, great mortar pit smoke. Team Southside is doing a great job of coordinating their tactics. The Pack 40 rolls another miss. Jeez. What? What is this? It's like 5 misses in a row. Finally gets a pen. What the heck is that? Puma is trying to engage the T-70. I don't think there's anything here to protect it. We do got some landmines here on the ground. And we do got a penetrating hit there from somewhere. I'm not exactly sure what actually got it. Probably the Zis. Conscripts eyeing for Uro 4 does find the MG34, not MG42 in the repositioning and does outright force it back. This squad here is here to the engage. Plus these two squads, these conscripts are just, oh! Nice wounding, but it was a good try, but nothing else. And the conscripts are forced on back. These Zis needs to fall back relatively soon as well, but you got two squads of conscripts now moving on forward. And seeing any 120mm mortars, he does have enough manpower, but he does have enough, has his final tech structure built, be a bit of far bit away from building the T-3485. Could say T-3476. His main guns a little bit get better against versus infantry. Stuka Zafus coming on in. Where is that going to land? Great hit there. And all the shots were complete miss. Katusha actually on the build queue. So he's eyeing for some, well, Katusha barrages. He does have this as well as plenty of snares. There is a Panzer IV for the austere player. The Brit player has handled the right side of the map quite great. Don't see any frag research, however. Cromwell on the build queue. And with the Stuka Zafus here, The OKW player is a bit far away from getting out his own tanks whatsoever. The Allied players are in a great position right now. Pack 40 does get a good hit on the T-70, and that is a Soviet mine. Puma fires and wipes the T-70. Crucial coming on forward, has to be very careful not to push it too far forward. Eyeing for a close range barrage, eyeing for high lethality. That's a great spot for it, but the units withdraw. But it fires and rolls a pretty big miss. But he walks his units straight into it. Does get one of the models and quite a bit of wounding. Panzer IV has the MG upgrade on the way. Flamers eyeing for a nice flank. Does get some actually good damage on that Grenadier squad. They're a little bit stacked up. And those medics will be working overtime today. Flare mine tripped there. So he has vision of the area upon retreat. These units are very wounded. Whew. Commandos here have been spotted. We'll take force away one squad. Throws a Gavin bomb upon retreat. Gets good wounding action. Doesn't get any models. And now we'd have an Austere sniper coming out. I would say stormtroopers with G43s would be much more effective. Stukas of Foos barrage coming on in, eyeing straight from the mortar pit. Gets not any good hits, really. Cromwell is out on the field. A lot of Brit mines everywhere. Jeez. I love it.
Ready to do some damage.
The AEC going in deep does get destroyed. Didn't get the kill on the Puma nor the Stukas of Foos. If you would have kept that a little bit... no, he doesn't have the vehicle commanders. Wrong doctrine.
Infantry group are lost. Awaiting orders.
Engineers are forced on back. Maxim is distracted. The Pioneers could go in. Sniper is on the field. Does get his first kill. Panzer IV get a direct hit on one of the models. I actually think it rolled a hit. I think that projectile actually arced into it, so it actually rolled a hit rather than a scattering hit nailed model. It does happen. Just unlikely. That mortar pit is raining in high explosive hell. Oh, that's a dead squad there. A lot of conscripts moving forward. Bit blobby, honestly, but he's trying to overwhelm the Grenadiers, and there's quite a bit of forces here, so the blob is actually understandable. Oh, two Zis guns, point blank, still in radius. And there goes the Panzer IV. Does get decrewed, however. I think the conscript's going to off forward, forces away the sniper. Is he going to try to resecure it? He is going to try to resecure it, but it doesn't have access to vehicle crew repairs. It's only for the Soviet vehicles. I think he's loading up his city rounds. I don't know if that's actually going to work. Great hit from the Zis. What? Oh, Pack 40 up here. Can the incendiary rounds penetrate a Panzer IV? I don't think so. Maybe rear armor? I really don't know. School looks like they're going to now outright force fire and destroy that MG42. players are pushed back and beaten. I don't think they have much fight left in them. Losing a Panzer IV to AT guns is a big misstep. He's going for Battle Phase 3. He has 100 fuel, enough for Panzerwerfer. Shortly for... it's probably for the Tiger Ace, because it's a requirement of Tiger Ace. Building the structure.
The enemy is taking our territory.
There is a Soviet landmine there, so an accidental explosion could kill off the combat engineer. But unlikely.
Forces are attempting to capture our territory.
Taking over and ready. Somebody's got us marks.
Do got a Katusha barrage. No, that's a land mattress barrage coming on in. So the first land mattress is out in the field. We do got another Puma. No, that's the same Puma. These games are actually blurring together for me. The Pioneers are forced back once again. The Grenadier G43s are engaging. And that was a bounce from the Cromwell. The Puma doesn't have a hugely great penetration, so it can't bounce on medium tanks quite well. You just need a tide of Pumas. I remember that was a tide of Pumas when they used to outright stun vehicles was actually really fun to do, but very hard to do, to say the least. Most Grenadier are capturing up that point. Grenadiers are capturing up the fuel point. The Axis players have to get their fuel. Not sure what doctrine these OKW player could go for. Overwatch is unlikely. Elite armor, potentially. Panthers plus the heat rounds can be quite good. He has a bit of munitions to spend as well. And special operations. Special operations seems like the best option for him at the moment. But doesn't even actually have a sheer panzer quarters. So, yeah. That'd be actually pretty far away. He does have the SWS half track, so it'll be another 120 fuel before we see an OPW tank. Panzer, the Puma does go ahead and roll a miss. Another Katusha barrage coming on in, and that's a great spot for him. T-34-85 out on the field does immediately find a Pac 40 hit. Who's this here? Very grouped up. But the Axis players are not in a good position. Penetrating hit there on top of the Puma.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
Those actually destroyed the sandbags with the Zis guns. Cromwell, haven't really seen, the Cromwell hasn't really accomplished all too much. Does have 9 kills right now. Does get a Panzer shot there. Does get the Panzerfaust there from this model here. And the sheer Panzer quarters has just been built. Panzer authorization will be up shortly. He could go for Panzer IV or Jagdpanzer may be his best option, combined that with elite armor for heat rounds. And I think that's his best option at the moment. Panzer IV is another possibility. Be great versus the Cromwell. Not so great versus the T-34-85. Great mortar hits, getting a severe amount of wounding. Oh, a landmine went down there as well. Holy crap! The Brit landmines are everywhere! Stop building landmines everywhere! Jeez! The OKW player must really hate you right now! Fisher Barrage comes on in. great damage there. 3 Pioneer squads. That's a wipe. As a word for counter barraging, gets a wipe.
Our capture point.
Jeez, there's a Brit mine right here of all places, and that's right there as well. Holy crap. I saw some more here. That Puma could easily die if it hits all 3 landmines. There's a 4th one right here. And there's Soviet mines. Jeez. They need minesweepers. So grenade does come out on the mortar pit. Probably who should brace it. Does brace it. There are going to be players lost quite a bit of manpower. You got a stun shot from the sniper. Oh, that didn't go down. It's been a while since I actually saw that on the field. Our destroys that weapon team. Not sure what it was. I think it was the Maxim.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
And it looks like the mortar pit has been saved. Commando at Vet 3 does withdraw in time. We do also have the T-34-85 out in the field. A second T-34-85 is actually out. So there's quite a bit of Soviet armor now out. Do got a Churchill coming on out.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
We can state that Churchill is going to be a real problem to deal with. There's no effective AT for the OKW player. 2 AT guns here, does get double penetration, but now there's a Katyusha barrage coming down upon them. 1 more pen there, so it'd be 2 shots to death. He could activate the vehicle crew repairs once out of combat.
The enemy have 25
2 good penetrating hits from the Puma there, but it'd be a while before I could actually get the kill on the Cromwell. Does receive a 6-pounder hit. And that... Ooh. Detonates a mine there. And the Vickers does entirely get destroyed. Minesweepers are now out. Does sweep a couple mines. I'm not sure how many of these mines actually been detonated or those are just mortar hits. And their last 10 points, double cap in favor of the Allies. This looks like the end of this game. And they went ahead and surrender. That is the end of game number 2. Taking an early 2 game advantage in this best of 5 series. The Allied players just need to win 1 more game. Will it be 1 more or will it be 3 more? Could be 2 more. Let's find out. And here we are with game number 3. Something to notice at the end of the what's it called? At the end of the previous game, there was actually a large number of frames dropped somehow, and I don't know what caused it. So luckily there was not a huge amount of action at the time, but I'm not sure what caused it in general. Hopefully it was nothing critical. Maybe it was the ending the recording that somehow did it. Who knows? But we do also have some 3 immediate doctrinal lock-ins. Most important one is probably these assault grenadiers of the Grand Offensive Strategy. No, wait, Strategic Reserves. I always get those 2 names mixed up. Additionally, we have Guard Motor Coordination Tactics being locked on in, as well as Mobile Assault Regiment. Pioneers capturing up this munitions point over here. This is actually a community map, I believe. I had to download this one before to access these replays. So to just give a bit of a rundown, I think I could probably bring up the attack for this. We do got the 2 HQs here and here. We do have the 2 fuel points on the same side, 2 munitions on the same side, and the distance between these 2 bases are actually quite close. I did some testing around, and I think a pack howitzer at the edge of this one, of the edge of one HQ, can actually reach the edge of the HQ in in what's it called? At the barrage ranges, so the distances are very close. This could be a great map for F-18s or ML-20s. It probably could cover the entire map if you just place it somewhat inwards. So Grenadiers are here. There are only 3 members here, which they won't do all too well versus these conscripts. They couldn't engage from this building because there's a bunch of trees and hedges there. Somebody doesn't like a window view of the road. Actually, it's probably a train station. It's not a house, it's a train station because there's a train platform there. Or they're like trains and hedges and not roads. 2 conscripts are here. A 3rd squad conscript is here. This is just a conscript opener for the Soviet player DevM. I forgot to introduce these players. We do got the UKF as Luvnest, the OKW as Artavick, and Brosras as the austere player. It was Luvnest and DevM who won the previous set of games, right? Oh god, can't believe I forgot that. It's actually quite important detail. I think it was them. Yeah, Luvnest was the austere player who did quite well. We do got Sturm Pioneers here and Volksgrenadiers. We do have a large number. Oh, that's a really wounded infantry section. He needs medical kits. He's upgrading the structure now for it, but holy crap. These guys are leaking blood all over their boots. MG42 will spot this squad and suppress it. We do got Assault Grenadiers forcing away the combat engineers.
Access to superior arms and soldiers.
Stone Pioneers are suppressed. These squads will manage to get on out of there. We do see Incendiary Grenade on top of the Vickers gun. And we'll need to reposition. It's going to sustain a lot of damage to that Incendiary Grenade. Though he's going to try to get the squad wipe on the Stone Pioneers. A little bit light cover there, but now there's nope, there's no negative cover there. Oh, I'm so surprised he didn't get one more model. That's actually unlucky. Jaeger Light Infantry now out on the field. We do have a final doctrinal lock-in of Overwatch. So we may see F-18s cover the entire map. The Sherman does provide some good heavy cover. There is some light cover at the edge, and the intersection will go ahead and move on forward to engage. Jaeger Light Infantry, the HQ is still being completed. Once you get that completed, he can go ahead and upgrade with the G43.
Aufgepasst. The command vehicle has converted to a static building.
You have the 5-man squad upgrade has been researched, and there's a flamer. So now there's a pretty potent Royal Engineer squad. Will we see as many landmines as last game? That was just a lot of landmines. Assault Grenadiers here, combat scripts, Sturm Pioneers, super wounded Assault Grenadiers. The Assault Grenadiers, it's a bit of a bad map, I would say, for Assault Grenadiers, and more meant for close range combat. And this map is pretty wide open. Volksgrenadier getting torched, and the Jaeger Light Infantries are forced on back. Assault Grenadiers will capture the point thanks to the aid of the MG42. Intersection here could get a nice flank off, actually just outright trying to build some sandbags. Though maybe unsuccessful. It looks like it is successful. Oh, there's actually flies around the corpse here. And it looks like something's been nibbling away at the corpse. I wonder how that cow died. Do you think it's lead poisoning from all the explosions? Or what? How common are cow farmers in... What part of the world is this? Is this Eastern Europe? How common are cow farms or cattle farms in Russia? Well, particularly cows. Because all the countries usually have a little bit of stereotypes of what animals they usually raise, like New Zealand with sheep. Do got these units forced on back. There's just a lot of guys here. It does burn one of them Sturm Pioneers. And there is a Vickers here. The top window will provide some great suppression. All of them are currently suppressed, except for the Jaeger Light Infantry. There are Royal Engineers here to help ward away advancement. There's some heavy cover here, and these guys are starting to bunch on up. So the Royal Engineers are going to be engaging these guys. One of them has recovered from the suppression. Could potentially run forward with Incendiary Grenade. He should probably focus fire this squad over here, but now that both have recovered from suppression and does not get off Incendiary Grenade, we do got an AT mine here. We do also have an AEC. The 2 is out on the field, as well as a Pack 40. Do got a T-70, so will we see the Puma? Man, a Puma so far in every game. Symptom of trying to counter all the light vehicles that the Allies have. The 2's moving on forward, trying to displace that building. Nice force fire through the smoke. We will see a snare. And that was actually a miss, which could have been a bit deadly if he were to miss and hit the landmine. Grenadiers will escape the T-70. Do we see... Yes, we do have a Pack 40. Assault Grenadiers not being too successful versus the T-70. Sorry about that. My grandfather called. And here we back. T-70 has received a Pack 40 shot. Assault Grenadiers captured up the central VP. Volksgrenadier engaging the infantry section, way outnumbering them. This infantry section over here does get warded away by Incendiary Grenade. We do also have a mortar pit here. That's a pretty good spot for a mortar pit. Heavy cover for defense, building for line of sight blocker, plus this train car. Not sure if it can ever be destroyed in order to provide line of sight, but this will also provide some more vision blockers, as well as just congesting the general area. Good defense with the mortar pit, and very far forward. The Brosras may be able to reach inside of their base. This is based on how this map is. He does get a good hit there with the Puma. AC does get a good shot and a good counter shot. Good pen there, good pen there.
MG-34 squad is ready for orders.
No enemy activity. Do not despair.
So clearly there was a flare mine there that he may have tripped. Two is here. We do have AT grenades, no Molotovs. No need to worry about any sort of snares from the Assault Grenadiers. So he's able to get up nice and close, get some great damage in. 222 is here, as well as Assault Grenadier in Pack 40. Assault Grenadiers eyeing for the sprint. Good pen right there, and the conscripts could potentially get wiped, but nope, they don't. This is here. Oh, and some good hits there. The 222 is eyeing for a kill. He just needs some couple good pens. He's actually going to circle around. Main gun destroyed by the Zis gun at the last possible moment. The infantry section here will get overwhelmed by these Volksgrenadiers. Sturm Pioneers will probably should stay in capture point while the Volksgrenadier eye for some light cover. Actually, no, it's already in their control if they stop the capture. We do got some mines coming on down. Not as many as last game, and there's plenty of munitions for him. The Royal Engineers have been heavy in combat for this entire time. Stone Pioneers sustained a lot of losses, and the Vickers here is not going anywhere anytime soon. We do got a squad of commandos here. This barrage does not get the squad wipe or any sort of damage. And the mortar may have splashed his own guys there a bit. MG42 here does get suppression off on this one squad. War Pit, we're coming for another barrage. Does get some good damage on top of the MG42. Over here, the AC is still alive, and Cinder Grenade has been thrown. And it looks like the intersection will go ahead and gain access to this building. There are 3 windows there, so there's plenty of windows for them to fire. They can drop a model and still retain their DPS. Actually, so surprised that damage actually came to this building came from the small arms fire, I think. And there's some flamers here that he immediately stops, doesn't get in the building, and using now his couple models like showing to deal some excellent damage versus the Royal Engineers. The Royal Engineers need to fall back, then get off one burst, and now he needs a withdrawal. That mortar pit can easily engage that building whenever it wants without the usage of any sort of barrage. 6-man upgrades have been researched, which means Battle Phase 2. It requires Battle Phase 2, not Battle Phase 1, right? Or it's just Battle Phase 1. Tall Engineers are saving quite a bit of damage from the T-70. Have been able to really ward away. They don't have a long-range damage to deal with the conscripts as well, so I really don't like the usage of Assault Grenadiers on this map. We got a second squad of Jaeger Light Infantry out in the field. Vickers have been decrewed and reclaimed by the OKW player. That is actually quite important. He could probably hop in this building and have some really good suppression and covering for the area. Does the hold fire mode, but it was in middle combat. It was not going to be camouflaged anytime soon. Not sure what he was thinking. When a grenade does get thrown. Oh, there was a mine there. Great hit with their mortar, severely wounding the Jaeger Light Infantry. Forces of withdrawal. What do we see the medical bunker situation? Yep, we do got Austere throwing down 2 medical bunkers. Assault Grenadiers coming in for another assault. There are conscripts here, as well as a Flamer NG, but there's 3 squads of Assault Grenadiers, which can easily outgun and overrun the conscripts. 2 more squads of conscripts here. We do have 7-man conscripts. So either he's teched up to tier 3, or he has research in tier 2. But he does, that automatically gets researched upon building tier 3. Oh! That was a Katusha! He lost a Katusha right there to a Pack 40. That is a horrible loss. I don't think it fired off a single barrage as well. Seems like these games have been having not so great or rocket arty, to be honestly. They died the Stukas of Foos from the first game, and now the Katusha in this game. I hear the Puma. Puma is still alive, nearly at full health. Spotted that mine. Yeah, Minesweeper here. Force fired that one, swept that one. And now this mortar pit could be under siege. We do got a single, what's it called, Puma shot into it. He's going to wait, throw that other one. The brace has been popped. Nope, he does not throw it in time. Oh, that was actually a gamma bomb that I think it killed a number of friendly models. It didn't kill any, but severely wounded them. Flamer NGs engaging the Vickers here. AEC moving on forward. Puma almost dead. Does get penned there. AEC does roll a miss. Rolls a miss in return, and looks like we'll go ahead and escape. Looks like he lost Jaeger Light Infantry. That was the call out for an infantry unit has been lost. Over here, we do got assault grens engaging the... Oh, finds a landmine. Engage the landmine. And we got the MG42 pinning down the Maxim, preventing it. Oh, it does actually get the suppression off. Mortar Pit's super wounded. And we do have a Cromwell on the build queue. The OKW player could get a Panzer IV. He has Panzer... No, he does not have Panzer authorization. A little bit of oversight, is researching it now. Panzer Warfare. Big miss. It was a preemptive aim, but the conscripts engaged the assault grenadiers. I think he just got a wipe on the conscripts. He only had 3 squads of conscripts. He used to have 4. Assault Grenadiers have forced them back once again. T-70 at 3 stars of veterancy. And we also got the Commandos full health, sneaking around. Will manage to maintain sneaking. Does not get spotted by the Puma, but he's not in cover, so he does get revealed now. This repositioning to engage the Puma. We do have the T-70 being trying to be repaired by the combat engineers. Commandos running over here. Jaeger Light Infantry, 2 MGs, 1 Vickers, 1 MG34. It looks like the MG34, well, the Vickers will go ahead and suppress the Commandos, though the Volksgrenadiers will sustain quite a bit of damage. Does do a nice dodge there. Pioneer's super wounded. Katusha has been rebuilt. Hopefully doesn't lose this one to a Pack 40. And the Mortar Pit finally getting some repairs. No. Big misclick, big misclick, big misclick. Sorry if I'm looking at that. It's like, the first one was lost poorly. Doesn't want to lose another one poorly as well. Panzerwerfer barrage comes in and doesn't wipe out the Royal Engineers. Assault grenades come out onto the building that could outright destroy the building. Oh wait, it doesn't just do damage to buildings anymore. Never mind. AEC moving on forward, trying to get the Puma. Puma has not got a pen, but he's going straight for sheer panzer quarters. Looks like a infantry section does go down. Sheer panzer quarters can easily engage, backs away from the far angle, but runs straight into 1-2 Fausts. Only one was needed. Mortar Pit still alive. I saw a canceled T-34-76. He may be eyeing for... Yep, he realized, like, probably should save up T-34-85. Conscripts now roaring forward. Does get a bit of suppression there. They're on negative ground. Doesn't take much time to suppress them. Mortar Pit probably forces back the... Nope, reposition. No, does force it back. And I hear a land mattress barrage going straight for this MG42. Pack 40 at 3 stars of veterancy is in the area. Gammon bomb has been thrown, forces the Shroom Pioneers back. Don't see a stun grenade. We got the Assault Grenadiers now advancing. There's Panzerwerfer, but have to make sure it doesn't go in the snare range. Well, won't kill it. Still not a good idea. Panzerfaust, this could be a great hit there. Gets some good damage, suppresses the combat engineers, and will give an opening for the Axis players. Over here we do got the Cromwell. The Warfare does get a shot off. Panzer IV is here. Does throw out smoke, but the Panzer IV fires, rolls a miss. Panzer IV is going to give pursuit. No AT guns I can see here. The land mattress No, it doesn't go after it entirely. Karma will manage to escape. Mortar Pit still being repaired. T-70 almost getting killed by that Pack 40. Kudusha coming on in. Eyeing for that Vet 3 Pack 40. Actually short. I'm not sure where that was heading for. Mortar Pit under siege once again. Panzer IV is much more heavier than the Puma. And the Puma's still alive, is it not? Yes, it is. Gamma Bomb does get dodged by the Volksgrenadier. Mortar Pit now is receiving damage from the Incendiary Grenade, but it will expire shortly. Commandos are forced back. And now we do have a full-on siege. The Pioneer should eye hitting... Oh, that's actually a Gamma Bomb. No, it's Breakthrough. That was actually a satchel charge. It's not actually every day you see the satchel charge from the Pioneers. The Strategic Reserves allows the Pioneers to be upgraded to increase repairs and throw satchels. This building's close being collapsed. One well-placed shot from the Panzer IV can easily destroy it. Oh, that is deadly. That is deadly. Oh. Does get any wipes, but that was a pretty good land mattress. Good hit there with the Cannon Whiffer on the Sherman Firefly. Panzer IV still trying to engage the infantry. And the Mortar Pit is outright destroyed from that satchel charge. Tickets are in favor of the Axis players by only a small margin. T-70 supporting an T-34-85, trying to decrew. Wow. Turned on a dime. Great hit there with the T-70. We don't see target weak point just yet. Here comes a Katyusha barrage. Looks like we do got quite a bit of off-mass smoke from the vehicle crew repair. Didn't think they were that wounded. Oh, he has plenty of munitions to spend. Not so much now. So that's probably why he did it. Panther out for the austere player. Probably could see another Panzer IV for the OKW player, potentially. Or Left 18. Panther does get a nice hit there. Oh, and runs straight into the commandos. That's a bit unlucky. Sherman Firefly rolls a miss. We do got the infantry moving on forward. Good Panzerwerfer barrage did a significant amount of damage to the AT gun. Panther did receive one AT gun shot. T-34-85 pretty wounded. T-70 dodges another shot once again. Great hit there with the Panther. Pack 4 just now setting on up. Rams! There goes the T-70. There goes the Su-85. We do have the marked target. That Ram was very questionable. Did he think he had an off-map IL-2 or something? The Zis was far from being it was low in health and decrewed in the middle of the engagement. What was up with that Ram? Did he think he was not going to escape? There was a good chance he was able to escape, but I don't know. Not like you kill off the Panzer IV with the Ram, even with the marked targets. I just don't know. Quite large numbers of units here. Sturm Pioneers will get overwhelmed shortly. Does throw out a stun grenade. Does get the Pioneers. Down south, we do have the Firefly engaged by Volksgrenadier. Stuxafus does roll a nice miss. And the Assault Grenadiers are eyeing for the AT guns. That's a great grenade cell. That is a very tight cluster of infantry and tight cluster of grenades.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
Looks like, oh, you actually get a squad wipe. Throws in some grenades. That one grenade actually gets a model. It was a nice try, but it's an unusual grenade to see to do that with. Assault Grenadiers are forced on back. We do have a captured Maxim here. These are 2 MG42s. And we got the Commandos coming in for a Gamma Bomb, but does roll a nice miss. Land Mattress comes in once again. Incendiary Grenade gets on top of the Commandos. They are severely wounded. What level of veterancy do they gain the past feeling? Is it 1 or 3? Hopefully they have it, because it'll take quite a long time for them to get healed up. Do got Cromwell as well as a Firefly out in the field. The Cannon Warfare is ready to engage, however. Panther set on up. Will we see a Tiger Ace as the next vehicle for the austere player? Frag does come out, but does do a nice dodge. Nice bit of smoke there. There's a lot of MGs for the Axis players, but the Land Mattresses have not been too successful, nor the Katyushas in wiping them out. These guards are upgraded with DP, so they can button vehicles. We do also have a Su-85 coming out on the field, which is a bit more dedicated AT rather than the T-34-85. Bishop Barrage coming on in. Oh, that's a good hit. Great hit there. Forcing back both of the Volksgrenadier. Stuxafus, however, says can just do the exact same thing and a bit more damage on the Cromwell versus the Puma. Firefly gets a nice hit there. The Cromwell can still take 3 shots. Cannon Warfare does not have vision. Does get a nice hit on the Firefly, but there is smoke now on top of it. That was a force fire and rolls a miss. The OKW player could get another vehicle soon. He has enough for Panzer IV, which I would actually agree with. His teammate has a Panther. He could go for a Left 18. Great assault grenade there. A Left 18 could be significantly powerful, able to barrage the base. Maxim under siege does get a nice hit there with the Land Mattress. Didn't respond just yet, and the Volksgrenadier almost walked in it, and the Maxim gets outright destroyed. Assault Grenadiers engaging at long range. They do throw, but plenty of withdrawal soon. Good damage on the Combat Engineer, but that's about it. Bishop Barrage coming on in. Eyeing for this MG. Panzer IV a bit wounded. Puma at Vet 4. Now there's 2 Fireflies. Ooh. The big guns are here. Pickers here, and we do also have conscripts eyeing. The snare's on cooldown. Not sure from what. Perhaps they did hit the Panther earlier. Stuxafus out. And the guards got forced back. Not a whole lot of damage, however. Commando's still sneaking around, 4 men. And definitely eyeing for the Vickers, but they're still in the radius, so they can get suppressed, but they do kill off the gunner there, and does fall back, providing a bit of smoke, but that smoke didn't really cover all too much. Cromwell here does roll a bounce from the Panzer IV. The Fireflies engage, 1 hit. But the Fireflies are now getting hit by the Panther. There is a movement block here. They can't go down this step. There is the Su-85 now out on the field. Ghost Grenadier rushing on forward, trying to get a wipe on that intersection, but it's unlikely. Mines are coming on down, trying to stop any sort of future Panther dive. Quite a bit of fuel for the OKW player. Could go for Battlegroup HQ and go for a King Tiger, maybe? Land Mattress actually receives an Incendiary Grenade and a Panzerwerfer Barrage. But it's far from outright destroying the weapon. The Cannonwerfer going very far forward. Not any real chance of actually getting a kill on those units. So probably miss rally. I ordered attack move and ordered it too far. Puma still at 4 seconds. Oh, it's 1 pen away from getting Vet 5. Or perhaps a machine gun burst from the Royal Engineers will give it Vet 5. We've got the Sherman Fireflies, not fully repaired, far from it. He only has this 1 Royal Engineer squad. He keeps on pushing it forward when he really does need some repairs. Commandos have been spotted and receiving fire. And Mattress repositioning. Its Brosras are off cooldown. He does get spotted there, but the Cromwell gets a nice shot right there. Uma rolls another bounce. Oh, Land Mattress. That's a pretty close range barrage, I think. Perhaps hitting here. Yes, he is hitting that MG42. Puma still not have 4 stars of veteran, so you do also have the sector assault coming in, and there's no anti-aircraft, and one of the Sherman Fireflies immediately gets destroyed. Jeez. They're so grouped up together, the splash damage is actually quite significant as well. Panther moving on forward, does roll a miss there.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
And now more and more anti-infantry strafes are coming on in. Oh, and the Puma now at Vet 5, killing off the Cromwell. Looks like the Axis players may get their first win this set of games. Losing both the Firefly and now the Cromwell. Only 1 Firefly is left, but now it's... Holy crap. It's still in the radius. Receiving air strikes as well as Vacanted Warfare and Puma shots. And it's not reacting whatsoever. Rolls a miss, and there goes the Firefly. Lost a bit needlessly.
Sherman Firefly lost in battle.
X-35 using the vehicle crew repair. But now there is a Tiger Ace here and detonates its own landmine. Oh! And that's the end of that game. And that's their first loss. It's a 2-1 now. Can Artavick and Brosras manage to come back? Let's find out. And here we are in game number 4. Was last game a fluke? Will they come back in this series? Let's find out. Spawn on the top right side as the magenta and red Axis players. We have Luvnest and DevM. Spawn on the south side as the Soviets and UKF. We have Brosras and of Artavick.
A new infantry section is ready for battle.
Looks like they're just completing each other's sentences, maybe? I don't know. Wasn't really paying attention. Infantry section eyeing for the central, well, not the left VP. We do also have the sandbags being built. Storm Pioneers being sent up to the munitions, trying to use this line sight blocker to come on in. These resetting up the sandbags will get some bit of time to come on in, do some extra damage. Does deny the capture and get a nice model drop. Good use of the line sight blocker and baiting your opponent just to start rebuilding the sandbags. No point trying to stand there and capture just because it takes the same amount of time to revert when he's there or not. Pioneers setting up some sandbags over here. We do got Grenadiers, no assault grens, but we do all have an MG42. 2 doctrinal lock-ins immediately. We do have, once again, German infantry and special operations. This is how they did a great job in the first game. Let's see if they do it again.
Grenadier squad is ready.
Volksgrenadier engaged in the intersection in close range. There's another squad over here, but now the Sturm Pioneers, however, en route, as well as more Volksgrenadier. These guys are forced on back quite quickly. This team may need to be forced back soon as well. But there is some reinforcements here. Could pitch in some more damage. Does get some good hits on the Sturm Pioneers. He probably retarget to this squad. Does get another model drop here. I hear conscripts. Combat engineers inside this building does have access to a lot of windows, 7 windows. So the conscripts could make use of this building when engaging enemies from 2 sides. But overall, the regular grenadiers should be able to win out in this engagement.
We have a fresh grenadier squad. Ready for orders.
Universal Carrier now out. Immediately being upgraded with the Vickers light machine gun. Immediately trying to push this guy out of cover, as well as to engage him at close range for increased damage. Vickers light machine gun is now fully out.
All infantry squads can have an additional...
And 5-man squads have just been researched. Grenadiers over here. Infantry sections engaging, but they are being flanked. Trying to eye for that light cover here, but there's more squads over here going to get outgunned. But this squad is pretty wounded. More wire does come on out. MG42 is sort of patrolling about.
Enemy forces are securing our territory. A new grenadier squad.
They're a little bit outgunned. The MG42 should be able to reach the conscripts no problem. It may be a little bit out of range to hit that universal carrier.
Are disrupted. Where do you want us?
Oh, the Kenworfer here. That is now severely wounded. Universal carrier does get out of the radius. And this squad, possible getting wiped, but unlikely. Looks like the Soviet player has his allies back, ready to repair his teammates, or not. The Flamer, that's why. He saw the unit go into the building, so he decided to get the Flamer up there. But now he's going to send this guy back in order to repair it. He is also getting his own Royal Engineers. It's probably a good idea. He also needs some sort of medics because he's super wounded at the moment. And we also have these 2 squads of Grenadiers. Conscripts behind the heavy cover, but they're super wounded, and so the Grenadiers are... They won't win out now with the reinforcing Grenadiers. Well, conscripts. I'm getting a big brain fart. No Panzer Grenadiers just yet. We actually haven't seen at all Panzer Grenadiers. That's actually a little bit unusual, I think. Shoe mines are here, so that universal carrier has to be a bit careful. Infantry, less so. Here, mortar team, we do have a Soviet mortar out on the field. That is not a mortar pit. So far, we've had all seen a mortar pit every single game. Royal Engineers receiving quite a bit of fire. Cannon Warfare is here, but at maximum range, the universal carrier can escape with no problem. Intersections along the flank, we do have the combat engineers flaming down these squads. And the Volksgrenadier are receiving quite a bit of damage. So, oh, here's the MG42, super wounded. Needs a medical bunker soon. Let's see the medical bunker situation. Nothing. He's a little bit far behind on manpower and munitions for building 2 medical bunkers for himself and his ally.
We have a new scout car.
Oh, that Pioneer Squad has to fall back. We do have the 222 now out. Do we see the AEC research? AEC is actually on the way now. So we do have 1 medical bunker set up. This squad is super wounded. Will escape in time. And we are 4 for 4 on the Puma.
Overt tactics now available to frontline troops. Night vision Sturmgewehr are now available.
So no doctrinal lock-in for either of the allied players. I wonder what they're planning to go for. We will see 5-man Grenadiers once again, but he's starved on munitions. His ally hasn't been able to secure the munitions all too well, so his upgrades are going to arrive late. We do have some landmines coming out for the Soviet player, as well as the ZIS, as this is quite understandable in order to gauge the infantry, or not the infantry, the vehicles. Puma's, however, not a huge threat, but forcing him out of cover, and there's a lot of stuff, guys, here. He is actually prone to getting wiped, and actually does a nice body block right there. He's still, oh! That landmine could have been worse, could have got 2 models rather than 1. And the squad will escape. To over here, has a little bit of wounding action. Do have some 5-man squads, at least a 5-man squad out. And oh, not even giving his ally a medical bunker just yet. That's a little bit of oversight. Unless he's planning to go for Battle Group HQ to King Tiger.
Heavy machine gun team ready for battle.
There goes Universal Carrier. The Puma has claimed it. Trying and will resecure this. Oh no, there's infiltration grenades. Great hit. Now the Sturm Pioneers just make sure he drops 2 models. Nice stun there. Try and stop him from securing up that weapon. If he drops 1 more model, he'll be fine. And there you go. He should not be, well, he shouldn't recruit that Cannon Warfare. Volksgrenadier should be able to resecure it, no problem. 2-2, support by infantry, finds a landmine. And the Grenadiers should push forward, no problem. Looks like the area is pretty sparse right now. This barrage does come on in, very, very preemptive. Hit water away the enemy. It was perfect.
Waiting for your command.
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
That means you, Squad, fall back. Waiting orders.
Engineer standing by.
Conscripts trying to skip this area. The Grenadiers are pretty wounded. Retreats them quite quickly. A little bit too quickly. He has heavy cover there, which could do some quite good damage. Though the wire's a little bit too far away. Look at that. See the green dots for cover? G34 is over here, but now there is still some sandbags here providing some heavy cover, but the STGs will wear them out no problem. And it's just sheer numbers. The MG34 is going to be flanked by these infantry sections. We don't see a frag grenade research, but Cannon Warfare is here. And there's also a flare here. I'm not sure from what. I think that's a mortar flare. Quick check. It's not a cooldown. Perhaps it was a trip mine. Not sure. Looks like artillery marker has been thrown on out. MG42 is forced back by the Zis barrage. We do have the Grenadiers here. There's only 4 windows here. I think the guy with the G43 is actually on this windows over here, so losing a little bit of damage. Nope, he's right here. And that 2-2 is getting some great side shots, splashing them quite significantly.
Manufacturing capability has been increased.
One for cannon warfare hit, and the Puma is actually significantly wounded. Needs to fall back. MG34 will protect the cannon warfare from falling to these Royal Engineers. Still no doctrinal lock-ins by the Allied players. Not sure what they'll go for. See Vanguard being pretty good, or Tactical Support Regiment. We do got Stuka's Foos on the build queue. T70 here is hitting the Grenadier squad quite reasonably. And not get the oh, he will get the Panzerfaust off now. Oh, frag grenade is now researched, so we do see the frags for the British player. It's quite obvious he will go for frags because you can see the bulletin for scary kind of spice. It's a scary kind of spice.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
This barrage coming in does get a great hit on top of the MG34. Follow-up hit did a pretty good wounding action there as well. Forces back. He could potentially heal it with this 5-man squads. The 5-man squad upgrade makes the field first aid kits free. Stukosafos nails the building. We do have a mortar pit also, as well as the Soviet mortar. The Soviet mortar is in a pretty good position, though if there may be a couple shots that hits the building, but a couple hits will outright destroy it. Probably. Ooh, was that a squad wipe? I don't think so. Puma here, nice hit with the Pack 40. Puma's going to engage, does get and kills the T-70. Incendiary grenade does come out on top of these conscripts. Or was that a Molotov? Shock troops out on the field. Now we do have Dr. Lock-in. Shock rifle frontline tactics. So we will see an IS-2. Or KV-8. Frag grenade goes out. Oh no, smoke just trying to ward away and split up these forces. This Grenadier squad should perhaps withdraw. But these ones are going to venture through the smoke and force away the shock troops. Stukosafos is a little bit far forward. This map is quite short. I'm always just afraid of those random AT gun shots that can somehow kill stuff across the map. They happen more often than you would like. Looks like the already flares have been cast. Doesn't see all too much. May not have even seen this AT gun. It's stealthing. Shh, they're sneaking right here. AT grenade does come on to the Puma, snares it, but not a... And there is the AC still alive, but super wounded. I don't think the AC will risk fighting the Puma. The Puma is a little better than the AAC in my opinion. Against vehicles anyways. Against infantry, the AAC is much better. Molotov does ward away the Grenadiers once again, and do also have a Zis barrage coming on in. Oh, that could be... Oh, that could have been worse. But that Grenadier is now super wounded. Sturm Pioneers moving on forward. We'll go ahead and capture the point. Just barely in the radius, but now there's a frag grenade forcing him out into the Sturm Pioneers and warding them away. Not Sturm Pioneers, infantry section. At this close range, the mortar pit can do some great work. The Soviet mortar is right here. Perhaps put it behind this train would be a great spot for it. Puma pushing on forward once again, does not get the kill on the AEC, and the Vickers is pitching in some, trying to pitch in some damage. Oh, and there goes the Sturm Pioneers. Stukasafus engaging this bunker and wipes out whatever squad that was. I think that was the Royal Engineers. Scrap the way for dust to settle, and it was the Royal Engineers. He's immediately starting to rebuild it as soon as the Sturm Pioneers need to be rebuilt. Frag Grenade does come out, force away the Grenadiers, and the Pack 40 is going to withdraw his cannon. Not going to run it down, eyeing for the more wounded regular Pioneers. With a Flamer. And the shock troops are forced to withdraw once again. He needs to take up once again in order to get the IS-2. So this fuel is, while a large number, is still far away from getting a IS-2. Same thing with command points. We do got a Brombar coming on out. We see the last one was pretty good. Let's see how this one does. This squad's quite wounded, going down even to the Puma machine gun. Flares coming on down, trying to destroy that machine gun. If he maintains vision in the area, the scatter is quite small. Does get a nice hit there. Does he have both tech structures? I think so, based on the rate of fire. Yes, he does. Centaur out on the build queue. This looks like a repeat from the first game. Centaur, Brombar, Puma, AEC, T-70. Then again, besides the Brombar, it's pretty much the same as the last game. 2 games as well. Except for the Centaur as well. That was in the last game. Those Grenadiers need to fall back. They're way outgunned. Brombar gets a nice outright wipes that conscript. Ooh, that was a lucky shot. I didn't think that Brombar Shark was going to wipe the squad. I knew it was going to do some good damage, but I didn't realize it was going to wipe it. That must have just been a perfect shot to deal perfect damage. T-34 out on the build. And looks like he's destroying some cover. He doesn't have mortar pits, so I'm not sure why he destroyed that bit of cover. Brombar getting another good hit. Let's see now. He's far away from getting a Panzerwerfer or a Panther. Panther is probably the best unit to get. And the OKW player does have the sheer Panzer quarters. Does have Panzer authorization. So he does have access to, say, Panzer Force and Panthers himself. He's probably going to go for a Panther because he's a doctrine for it. But that Puma received huge damage from the Centaur. Grenade does come out, does decrew the, what's it called, the Bekennwerfer. Force fire on the ground, but rolling some big misses on top of the Bekennwerfer. Brombar pitching some great damage against the Soviet player. Do you guys this? No. Oh, gotta love the Brombar. It's also been getting just great hits in general. M1 AT gun on the build queue. The UKF player has been needing some AT. Frag Grenade does come forward, but the squad is pretty spread out and does not get any sort of models due to a nice dodge. And this shock troop is in danger of getting wiped. Does dodge the projectile. But the T-34 here should... They have the shock swarm able to decapture the point. The T-34 can displace this Grenadier problem, no problem. No problem. And you also have another Stukasafus coming on in. And it's a pretty big miss. Nice dodge there. Intersection in the center of the map. A lot of light cover here, and oh, at first I thought that squad got wiped, but it was looking like this icon was blocking the decorator. Centaur moving on forward. Nice penetrating hit there from the Buchanan-Wiffer. 2 good hits. And it looks like the conscripts will get overwhelmed by the G43 and Grenadiers. Oh, good wounding action in his own units. Puma at 2 stars of efficiency does receive a Zis gun hit. The ambush camouflage allows him to get increased accuracy on his first shot, or first 2 shots. I think also increased pen. MG42 now set on up. What was that grenade? Did he cancel in time? Yes, he did. I was like, grenade! But nope. And that squad needs to fall back. He's trying to go back, do a soft retreat, use medkits, and that's probably the best time to use medkits on a unit. Frag grenade does come on out. Good damage, doesn't get any models. This game could still go either way. The VPs are in favor of the Allies, and the Allies cannot lose, or else they get knocked out of the tournament entirely. Section moving on forward. They're trying to make a desperate game for the VPs, just trying to get as many VPs as possible. But this squad will heal not all of its health, though. And there goes the 2-2 to the M1 AT gun, or the 6-pounder. Looks like some artillery is being rained on in, or no, that was from the Brumbar. This could be a deadly hit from the Brumbar. Not sure how that first shot was such a critical hit. Sukuzafu's barraging, not sure where, perhaps the mortar pit? Misses that squad entirely, and misses the 6-pounder. Puma is severely wounded. Does have some vision there, and rolls a miss. I think that was maybe a force fire. Mortar team now receiving some fire from the Grenadiers. Good hit from the T-34, and a great hit from that mortar. EP is being decaptured. There's an intersection not in radius. Centaur is trying to pitch in as much damage as possible. Ooh, and I lost a lot of frames just now on my recording. Sorry about that. Infantry section, oh, Brumbar getting another great hit, doing a significant amount of wounding. Looks to the point will be captured up by the Volksgrenadier. Still no doctrinal lock-in for the Royal, and we do have the IS-2 out on the field. This is actually the first heavy on the field game, if you discount the Churchill Panther, which can be sort of debatable in this game. Churchill's pretty heavy, though. Not limited one. Another great hit by the Brumbar, and the Howitzer's got a pretty good hit on the Command Panther. Down south we have the MG42 plus the Grenadiers, and this IS-2 does have a significant amount of armor. It can withstand the PaK-40 for a good time. But there's the first pen, and which means he can be snared. Mortar team here receiving significant amounts of fire. It does retreat. It does escape, and the building gets outright destroyed. Didn't get much else though. As to getting tapped with some wrenches, the T-34 is fully repaired. Burn bar in a great position, ready to be in a barrage any sort of advancement. The VP is, of course, right here and not right here. There are some S-mines in this general area, and some of the S-mines just got detonated. It looks like it's the... right here. Can't find any more S-mines, but there's probably one S-mine still left, hence why the picket fences, the picket signs are still up. This Brosras coming on in, did great work on that Grenadier squad. Probably need to do a soft retreat, but that one... nope. We got a sprint, 2 squads of Royal Engineers, and a Firefly now out on the field for the UKF player. He has plenty of fuel as well. Wonder if he goes for Churchill or Comets.
The enemy are determined, and we are down to 300 points.
He could eye teching up again, but I'm not sure what would be his better option. I guess the Brumbar and the Panthers. He has he has a Firefly, so perhaps Churchill's maybe a bit better. He has actually a doctrinal lock-in of Royal Artillery. Wonder how effective that will be. Sextons are not very good, so I don't think we'll see a Sexton. Their reconnaissance is pretty good, however, as well as the concentrated barrage. Though it's not super powerful, it does come pretty early, but that's a little bit moot at this point. Cinder Grenade does come on out. Brumbar coming in. Oh, another great shot. And there goes the entire conscript squad. Multiple as this gun misses. I think that could be a forced fire through the ground. And the infantry section does not get wiped there. Firefly engaging the Puma, while the T-34 is engaging the Brumbar. The IS-2 has received quite a bit of damage, and there goes the Zis gun. He does not have, the Soviet player does not have access to vehicle crew repairs, so he's going to need to use his combat engineer, his only combat engineer for repairs. T-gun has been reclaimed. T-34 engaging. Shock troops are here. Vet 3. A grenade from the intersection. This could be a dead squads. And there goes one of the Volks Grenadier. Vickers here has been keeping an eye on that VP the entire time. There is a cap, double cap in favor of the Allies. And Stukas, no, that's a Panzerwerfer. A whole lot of damage. Brumbar trying eye, force fires the ground, and rolls a miss. And the 6-pounder ever does get a good hit on top of the Brumbar. There's a Panther out for the Austere player, so there's 2 Panthers out, 1 command, 1 regular. Section moving on forward once again, and he's trying to go, they're trying to eye for a VP gain. The VPs are pretty leveled out now, only slightly in favor of the Allies, but of course that's counting down against them. We've got the early warning being activated, and we also have Katusha barrage coming in, trying to eye for these Grenadiers. Does actually heal off in time, but being forced back. Did we ever see a medical crate for the OKW player? Yes, we do. Or medical bunker. Oh, main gun destroyed. Oh, looks like the Stukas of Foos was hit by the concentrated barrage. No, And there's actually a Sexton out on the field. Nearly gets the squad wipe or the destruction. So the players making some good advance. That MG bunker made no impact whatsoever. And right now, the austere player has pretty much no manpower left. Panzerwerfer is on cooldown, only has gotten 4 kills, not a whole lot. Intersection capturing at the bottom central of the map, and there will be a triple cap in favor of the Allies. It's going to give them a pretty good amount of ticket bleed. And there's not any forces really to contest. We do got some smoke over here, but the extra efficiency of the Vickers giving him extra suppression, or field control, I think that's burst. The extra suppression is actually quite important. Stukas of Foos coming on in, fully repaired. And does nail the 6-pounder. And immediately the Puma is going to engage the now carcass of the 6-pounder. IS-2's still in the area. I think it's outside of snare range and damage threshold. And Katusha Barrage coming on in onto the central VP. Does ward away one of the Grenadier squads. Another good hit there, forces him back. And we do have a snare on the Puma. Minor gain. Looks like I dropped another bunch of frames. I wonder what's causing it. Perhaps I should reduce my graphics settings right now. Or between the next game. Frag grenade out. Does get a good amount of damage done. The Centaur should prioritize this low health squad, but oh, 2 Vickenwerfers here. And the Panther does get another penetrating hit, but has to be very careful. Rolls a miss with the Fireflies, and huge damage on top of the Firefly now. But the Royal Engineers are here for snares, but it was a bluff. He doesn't have... Oh, Panzerwerfer decrews, but it gets abandoned. The Centaur... It can be reclaimed. He has 2 Royal Engineers. That's plenty of repairs. But that was a bluff with the Royal Engineers because he didn't have any munitions for a snare. The Soviet player could pitch in some more incendiary barrages. And we do also have the fragmentation barrage. And that looks like a dead... Oh, no. The terrain actually somewhat saved the Zis, but the Grenadiers here managed to decrew it. Stukas of Foos comes on in, does roll a nice damage, and the Broom Bar is here to help ward away the rest of them. T-34 plus IS-2 is still alive. Zis has been recruited. He could use the squad to merge in with it to get up to 6 men. And now the Panthers rushing on in. Looks like the Centaur was outright destroyed, throws in 1 snare, but not enough munitions. And Rams! It's a desperate Ram trying to save everything. He needs that turret rotation's so bad. And he's going to try to exploit the bad turret rotation, but gets abandoned as well. And now a snare destroys the main gun of the Panther. And he's going to get his guys run over. The Firefly can be reclaimed. Oh. Yeah. That was a bit lucky. But Puma's going to come on in. Iron does destroy the Firefly. But will pay with it with the Puma himself. Immediately recalls in the Command Panther. So there's still 2 Panthers on the field. Firefly are being rebuilt. Sexton's still out. That hasn't really accomplished all too much. Zuxafus raining on in. Oh, he knew that tank was being repaired, doing a significant amount of damage. The combat engineers were not actually there, and he still has 2 Royal Engineers, so no squad wipes. Grenadiers here, can easily push away, but the Panther hits both tanks are pretty wounded. That was a nice penetration by the Panther. There is a Zis gun here. It rolls a miss. It feels like the first shot in the Zis guns always miss. And we also have some artillery flares being called in somewhere. In this general area, or perhaps back home. There are 2 Katyushas. Well, he has an IS-2 and T-34, so he can have 2 Katyushas. His teammate, however, is lost quite a bit. Sexton hasn't been super fruitful. Only 1 model death. Firefly may go down. Vikander gets a kill. Ugh. This is not what you want to see. The Zis gun has been outright destroyed thanks to those tanks, and the squad managed to escape out and out of there, but was the squad wiped there? He only has 2. I think he actually lost the entire squad there. Wasn't really paying attention. Ooh, that was a great hit by the T-34. Tickets are heavily in favor of the Allies, double the amount, and now we do see artillery flares being called on in. Soviet player has to bear most of the burden. His ally has lost quite a bit. Stukazafus coming on in. Oh, that could have been worse. That Katyusha could have been so much worse. The Katyusha nearly ate the entire barrage. Panther here, T-34s and the IS-2. Vickers is in this bunker still. Barrage coming on in, does get some great damage on that Grenadier. Doesn't wipe it, however. There is a machine gun bunker. And now the Flame Pioneers is trying to come and decrew this Zis gun, but doesn't get to it. Good hit there with the Zis gun. Panther now moving on forward, trying to destroy this bunker for his infantry. I think. And Firefly is out. Does get a nice hit there. Panzerwerfer, significant damage on top of that Vickers squad. IS-2 slightly wounded. Katyusha, that one is still very wounded. And it looks like T-34 is going to focus, destroy that PAC-40, but it's rolling a bunch of misses. Rumbar still alive. Looks like the Allied players are playing for the VPs. They've lost quite a bit, but the VPs is all what matters in the end. IS-2 still alive. T-34 have 3 stars of infantry. Royal Engineers trying to capture the point, but ooh, Brumbar is still alive. Still powerful. And holy crap, that was a squad wipe. And that could be another squad wipe if he gets focus it down. He does not. Command Panther super wounded. Fragmentation bombs come on in. Does stun the IS-2. And 2 support weapons here decrewed by the Sturm Pioneers, or at least one of them. Oh! That Brumbar claiming another wipe on the Soviet player. Vikander Werfer re-secured. Zis Brosras trying to engage this, that area. Does destroy that AT gun. And we do got flare marker coming in. But there's a triple cap in favor of the Allies. Overall, I would say the Axis players played a little bit better this game, but still, the VP's all that matters. The OKW's force has just been disintegrating away recently.
All gun batteries reporting. Reconnaissance by flare now available. We are suffering heavy losses. 50 points remain.
50 points remain. 12 gigs of information left on my hard drive. That's cutting a bit close if I can fit this all into one file. Or at least before I have to stop and free up some hard drive space. Brumbar coming in for Bunker Buster, getting a great hit on top of this. Next round's already fired and decrews it, and the Stukazafus outright destroys the gun. The Axis players are down to the last 20 tickets, and they're still triple cap, 17. They decapture it with 15 tickets left. Central VP has some reinforcements. Assault grenades do come on in, the infiltration grenades. But the infantry section are still here. Vikendi Whippers are trying to dogpile in as well, but the Volksgrenadiers just need to hit that infantry section. I think the Allies have it. And 5, and they can't decapture in time. It's sticking 2 in time. They need to recapture that one, but they stopped recapturing it, and that is... The Allied players managed to barely win this game. I thought they were going to lose this game for a significant amount of time and wonder if this was the best out of 7, but they actually won the game. Now this goes into the match point. 2 games for both sides. The next game's winner takes all. And here we are in the last game. Winner takes all. We have on the right side as the Allies, we have Luvnest as the UKF and DevM as the Soviets. As the left side as the OKW of Artavick and his ally, an austere player, Brosras. Winner takes all. Note there is a bit of a length between when I cast this game and the previous game due to the fact I had to free up some hard drive space. The last game, when I completed the replay, I only had 2 gigs information left. It was cutting it very close. I believe I freed up enough for this replay, move over some of the files to an external hard drive, and let's get started. 2 immediate doctrinal lock-ins. And once again, it is the Mobile Assault Regiment and Guard Motor Coordination Tactics. 2 Grenadiers, no MG42 for austere. 2 Volksgrenadiers. Sturm Pioneers engaging at very close range. Gets outgunned by 2 squads of conscripts. Good pickup for in this engagement. Just conscripts for the Soviet player. Just intersection for the UKF player. And it looks like just appears to be just Volksgrenadiers for the OKW player. And just Grenadiers for the austere player. Just infantry. Is this going to be just infantry match? Probably not. Over here, infantry section inside this building. It is a good building, depending on what angle. 3 windows on this side. I think there's just only 2, depending how the fence plays in. A variable amount of windows on this side. And I think there's actually 4 on this side, so that is a good building. Over here we have the infantry, the Volksgrenadier, getting a bit outgunned by 2 squads. This squad of conscripts is pretty wounded. This Volks squad was forced back, and now there's just a tide of conscripts here. Overall, the OKW player is not exactly handing it out versus the Soviet player. Infantry section engaging the the regular Grenadiers. And we do also have more regular Grenadiers in center, eyeing for more VP play, I guess, as well as some Pioneers. 2 squads of Grenadiers are here. Infantry section coming in for a flank, but they've sort of repositioned one of the models is on flanking path, and we do got a pretty good amount of suppression coming on down, forcing the Grenadiers back. Overall, some early victories for the Axis players. In fact, one of the Grenadier squads could go down, but there was not any retargeting, lack of bullets. Let's see how this side really fires out, or not, or again, or not. Conscripts moving to the center. Entry section could secure up the VP. Pioneers have gotten the flamer and eyeing to flame down this Vickers. He does retarget. Grenadiers do pop on out, doing some excellent damage. They are suppressed, the rate of fire is reduced. And I hear the Universal Carrier moving forward and has the Vickers light machine gun upgrade already. And I hear also the 5-man squad as well. Overall, it seems like all is going great for the allied players. Flamer NG right here. We do got some Volks over here, but they're going to be well gunned and they're quite bunched up. This Flamer's going to rip them apart. Does do a nice merge right there, forcing them back, no problem. Does get a model upon retreat, but the wounding action without the usage, without any medics is actually quite important. Leaving them alive guarantees an easy victory the next engagement. Another squad of combat engineers coming out on the build queue for the Soviet player. Could it be more Flamers? But probably likely for more, what's it called? Minesweepers. We do have a Dr. Lock-in of Overwatch. We do have Jaeger Light Infantry out on the field, spawning out from just pull out the base. I don't think they can spawn out in structures anymore, can they? I don't think so. They don't have, the icon's been changed so it no longer has that green targeting sign, which usually means spawn in structure. Universal Carrier is moving on forward. You got the Jaeger Light Infantry engaged in hold fire stance. Is going to attack this unit. Doesn't have a cannon warfare. Nor, I don't believe, a Pack 40's out as well. Five-man infantry sections will win out versus Grenadiers who are unupgraded. We do have Dr. Lock-in of the Jaeger Infantry Doctrine. We haven't seen this one yet, which is Ambush Camouflage, G43s, Jaeger Commander, and some off-map artillery support.
Good news. The ability is ready for use.
The Universal Carrier is only hitting it with its pintle mount, not with the actual brand it has. The infantry section is ripping apart this of Jaeger Light Infantry. Shown Pioneers are going to go ahead and perhaps ambush the infantry section there. The Volks Grenadier are capturing up multiple sectors at once. I need to restart map control. A rifle grenade does impact. And apparently it looks like the windows do not target the same unit. I'm not sure about the upstairs window, but it looks like downstairs and the two downstairs do fire in separate directions. Rifle grenade does come out again, getting a good number of models and wipes out that squad. That is a huge loss to have, losing a infantry section. There is an AEC now out on the field. Infantry section is out over here as well as the Vickers. Infantry section is queuing in on up. There's no Royal Engineers, so repairs are a bit sparse right now for the, what's it called, UKF player. So these snares can be quite annoying for the AEC. The AEC doesn't have any anti-targets for it to engage, or any vehicle targets. Over here, conscripts are engaged in the Volksgrenadier once again. Great use of the heavy cover. Jaeger Light Infantry are on the flanks. They're not in max range. They do better at max range for the scoped rifle. Cinder Grenade behind to preemptively engage the conscripts and the Volks and the infantry section. Oh, still Flamer. That is going to do a lot of damage. We do see a Faust is eyeing to protect itself upon retreat. Doom Pioneers getting a pretty good flanking route, eyeing to get a squad wipe. But were unsuccessful. This is a bad engagement. The Volksgrenadiers are pretty wounded. He could potentially throw a stun grenade. No, he doesn't have enough munitions. And now the T-70 is now moving on forward. It's been repaired. There's 2 combat engineers. That's a lot of repairs. And then we need to tap the wrenches on the T-70 in order to remove the actual damaged engine. Puma's on the build queue. Do we see any medical crates or bunkers? Yes, we do see medical crates. I think the Grenadiers are eyeing to build a med bunker for his teammate. A number of these Volksgrenadier are severely wounded. Did he lose one? Were there 4 beforehand? He may have lost one. AC here. Flamers do have pretty good penetration versus the Universal Carrier, but still not ideal. More sandbags coming on down to help provide heavy cover from the wired off sandbags.
Enemy is taking our territory.
Our squad has been honored by its bravery.
Jaeger Command Squad is out, can be upgraded with more G43s, giving him access to like, what, 4 G43s? Or naturally has 4 G43s. Forget exactly, it's a squad I really don't know a whole lot about. Uma is engaging the conscripts, and this larger group of infantry will force back all the conscripts. We do have a snare here, and that is perfect for the Puma. I think 1 shot is all needed to kill it off, but it rolls a miss. Jaeger Command Squad is going in for a snare of his own. AC does roll a miss, and Sturm Pioneers coming, not Sturm Pioneers, Royal Engine is going in for their own snare, killing off the Puma. Both of the light vehicles have been traded. Though the Jaeger Command Squad needs to fall back, they can easily be outgunned by this larger formation. Not out of the woods yet, the Flamer, however, being very slow to respond. Infiltration commandos have been called on in back at home in order to get reinforced. Jaeger Light Infantry are forced back by the T-70.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
Rolling multiple miss, but he's trying and wipes out the Jaeger Light Infantry.
Supply lines have been cut.
Flamer in the building will do some great damage. Percentile suppression from, rifle grenade, I believe, on the Royal Engineers. Another T-70 is coming on in. He may lose his Sturm Pioneers. Does take out another model. Takes a negative ground. Rolls a miss there. What type of... There are the flak emplacement. Not the... what's it called? The MG emplacements. Providing some protection from the light vehicles. Looks like both players are eyeing to focus down this side. Immediately withdraws the unit. It had nearly full health, but great hit there, killing off 2 of the models, chasing it down now. And wow, I lost a lot of frames recently. Not sure what caused it.
Grenadiers back to full strength.
Not sure what caused me it to lose so many frames. I lost 1,000 frames out of 44,000. For a time, I guess it just decided not to. A couple more frames just got dropped. Hopefully they're sporadic and doesn't make a huge noticeable gap, but I hate seeing that. I thought when I moved the Company Heroes 2 folder to my SSD from my NVMe, that may be a dead Grenadier squad. But the light covers painting on out and does not get the squad wipe. Cinder Grenade does come on out. We do got a Zis Barrage coming out onto these units. And the Jaeger Light Infantry are forced on back. We do have medical bunkers for the OKW player.
The territory is out of contact.
Ooh, this squad is so low.
Unit ready.
Another Jaeger Light Infantry squad is coming on out. Going very heavy in infantry. This T-70 is just becoming so problematic. He uses Puma on the AEC, but now this T-70 just has free reign. He does have the Volcanowarfer, which I'm not sure where it's over here. Does actually get a hit right there. And may get another hit. Storm Pioneers go down. This OKW player is just not having a good time.
Volksgrenadiers back to full strength.
Manu's coming in for a nice sneak attack. Still in camouflage. Throws the Gammon Bomb. Somewhat late reaction, and forces back entry immediately. Universal Carrier, however, does go down. Small pickup. Now there's even a Cromwell out on the field. While the OKW player doesn't have even sheer Panzer headquarters up, and the Austria player does have Battle Phase 2. Could get out of Stug relatively soon. If he has a structure. Nice flare trap. But overall, the Cromwell is going to be very problematic for the Axis players. If medium take this early, ooh, it's going to do so much damage. There isn't even some Brit mine support here. That's not a teller mine. There's actually another one up here. There's another one here. A lot of Brit mines are in the area. And he just... Oh, there's another one. Holy... So many Brit mines. Ooh. Mine happy.
Light artillery barrage ready to launch.
Does roll a miss right there, so the Cromwell's still at full health. Doesn't have to worry about being snared. Though if the AT gun shot miss and detonates a mine, that is another problem entirely. Now there's both a T-34 and a Cromwell. Not good. Not good at all. T-70 is still alive as well. We do see a snare coming on out on top of the T-70, but there needs to be two Volcanowarfers. There's two Pack-40 as well, so the Axis players do have a significant amount of AT. And ooh, the conscripts could get wiped. There is a mine here, has not been swept, it's still camouflage. One of the Pack-40s does get decrewed, sprints towards the AT gun, thanks to the access to the ambush camouflage. Does get a pen there. And the Faust is available, could sprint towards it. And does not get the Faust off. Ooh. The Allied players are just placed down so many mines. The OKW player doesn't have Storm Pioneers, no Minesweeper. The Minesweeper will wreak havoc on him. And plus, both the Austria and OKW player over here, it's only one Pioneer squad, no Minesweepers. These mines are going to rip apart these Axis players. Land Mattress coming in. There's Arta Land Mattress to support the Cromwell. Good hits here. Some of them are actually hitting these trees. And the MG42 does go down. Does immediately get recruited by the OKW player. But follow-up rockets are doing some significant damage to it. Doesn't look good for the Axis players. That's for sure.
We've lost a squad of infantry.
Ooh, looks like a Volk squad may have gone down for the OKW player. The cannon warfare does impact. Looks like it has been inflicted by a snare. Going for a demo trap on the AT gun. That will leave it quite exposed to almost get wiped. T-34-76 does need to get on out. He has access to T-34-85s, but the cheaper T-34-76s is just going to be so punishing. There's so many of them now on the field. Plus, are much more better against infantry. And look at this map control. The Axis players are just have no income whatsoever. The OKW player doesn't even have the sheer panzer quarters out just yet. He won't be even for. This looks really bad for the Axis players. For our grand final of a game, this is being a bit of a shutout. This T-70 just getting perfect engagements, engaging while these guys are packed up and not set up. Does get significant amount of damage. Will get 2 hits there. Potentially could wipe it with. Does get a shot off, and there goes a T-70. Katusha, however, on the build. Another land matches barrage, so there's more and more rocket artillery. These AT guns' life expectancy has gone down way, way down. UAT guns are here. The other one was in the reloading animation, and they split up the fire. Ooh, and they can't be losing these AT guns. Does get a good hit there. Oh, and it looks like the Austere player dropped a grenadier, probably to a landmine. I heard explosion. And then we have casualties. We have the Cromwell here. It's at full health. The Panzerfaust won't accomplish all too much. He does a nice dodge with the rifle grenade. We do have another Cromwell in the build queue. Personally, a Centaur would be quite good right now, but that's with caster vision. The Austere player has. Why is he going for Ostwind? He should really go for a Panzer IV. Cromwell once again moving on forward. Pioneers eyeing to. Oh, look at the VPs. 24-21. The Axis VPs are going down and going down fast. We do got a wipe on the MG42. Jaeger Light Infantry are moving on forward, but they're going to be fighting against the T-34. The cannon warfare is here. This T-34 is. They're trying to make a mad rush for all the BPs. 2 tickets going down. There's a double cap against the Axis players. Now just a single cap. This point is holding for now. But with 4, 3. And that looks like that maybe they managed to capture both the points. Engine is snared probably to a landmine, but they're going to be fighting against a couple Cromwells. There are 2 AT guns here. Somewhat in the area. Sitting on up, using the Ostwind as bait. We do got Royal Engineers coming in on the flank. And look, he's using this cover. And there goes the Ostwind. Does get a snare off, but the Royal Engineers are going to capture up this point. Thus is stopping these conscripts capture up this point as well. And in the center, this is game. And that is game. Sorry about all the missing frames in this game. Not sure what happened.